live to fight another day. The Penguins did not get swept. I'm amazed by it too. But the reality is, they have to come back in the greatest sin. They must return in the yellow jerseys. It is terrible. Get back to the original jerseys. These are cursed. They are terrible. Burn them in effigy. I will never hear from them again. Well, that's just how things go in the meantime. Welcome each and every one of you to another terrible stream. We live another day. We're here for at least another couple hours. But otherwise, guys, I'm taking a little break from the NFL Draft Haters Guide. I'm working on that right now. Should be out tomorrow. Fingers crossed. It'll be out tomorrow. I'm about done with the skeleton cut, and then I just got to take care of a few things. I'm just trying to churn through while I can. Just weekend was a bit hectic and crazy, so that'll explain a few things. But everything's good there, guys. Welcome each and every one of you. Same lineup for the Penguins. Unfortunately, Girard and Letang. Still a thing. Not a fan of it. But they do keep the same lineup otherwise. Shilovs once again starts in net. Philadelphia, huge news though. Mishkov, as I said in Game 4, was probably the biggest disappointment for the Flyers. And he is now a healthy scratch. Mishkov was on the power play, didn't do anything. Like, if he doesn't score, Mishkov doesn't really do much. Alex Bump will be in for Matvei Mishkov. I believe Andre is still out. But that is relatively about it. So honestly, now you ask the question, does Mishkov get traded in the offseason? I mean, I don't think he does, but at the same time, healthy scratch, not really meshing with Tocchet's system. You could get a good return for him. So there is that. Definitely is that. And also, in other news, the Penguins are somehow not the first team to be eliminated from the playoffs. That team would be the Senators, who we had mentioned earlier. Also, Andrei Kopitar in his final moments. It's bittersweet. Damn good career. His jersey's going to be hanging in the rafters at Staples Center, or sorry, Crypto.com.
Applauding also.
Potential trip to Canton, or not Canton, I mean Toronto for the Hall of Fame. Now this is the end. It's bittersweet. You'd hope he'd at least put up a fight, but Colorado was significantly better. And everyone figured the Kings were just, yeah, they were like the Steelers in this point. It's that, and we also have the Boston Beantown Bruins, who are booing non-stop because they got belt to ass against the Bills.
Last time the Boston Bruins
or the Sabres.
4 first-period goals in a playoff game. The Hartford Whalers were the ones who scored the 4 goals back in 1991.
Yeah, and the Whalers haven't existed for 30 years. So there is that. There is one more thing we do have to mention, though. It's that Mr. Jeremy Swayman was flipping all the shit. And I mean all of the shit. Hold on, I'm not trying to pick it. I have this right here. Yeah, here it is. This is Jeremy Swayman. Jeremy Swayman is flipping all the shit. If I can get it to load. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's not loading. But what it is Jeremy Swayman flipping all the shit on his bench because his defense is fucking terrible. And they have completely shit the bed. So there is that. But Vegas and Utah also playing at 9:30 tonight after this. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Do or die again for the fucking Penguins. And I will never, ever, ever make it easy there. Sean Chanley, NMAUWLP, are for 5 bones. Have you gotten the you fucked the puck graphic ready yet? I have not, but we can always do this, according to our good friend Darth Vladar. You fucked the ball. I know it's not a ball in hockey, but fuck it, you fucked it. I mean, it was pretty bad. And Marco4103 is a Ducks fan. I still can't get over that OT win Ryan Paling had. Not only the goal, but it was on the skate blade of Tristan Jarry. Can't wait for the Ducks to end the series tomorrow night and get the Congrats Oilers video. This is another thing I'm having issue with. Because if you look at the Penguins, and I mean not the Penguins, but the Oilers goal, this is how it is. This is the chaos in Anaheim. This is the goal.
On the ice, but obviously that's what they felt they saw here. This is going to be the best look. And I mean,
this is basic geometry. The puck relatively ends here, stick ends here. You kind of have this space right up here. So that is a clear goal. The only people who do not think this is an goal are Edmonton Oilers fans. Because they think, oh no, the puck goes all the way up here. There's a little bulge in it. It's like my penis on a Monday morning. But no, my friends. That is a clear-cut goal. You have the technology to be able to back this up. And just mainly how that goes. So you have an extra angle.
and again,
Let me see if I
the fact that it's
From the
called a
angle
goal
of the
on the
official, maybe that's why he saw.
I mean,
it
that's
from an angle
Tristan
we
Jarry
can't
for you,
see it.
boys.
You look at that there from where he was.
Like, I'm surprised they called it a goal on the ice, but it is a
From
goal.
his angle, he would have
Like-
been able
like
to look
Toronto
at it, but
got
I
the call
don't
right.
see him pointing to a puck or calling that a goal, so he called that after.
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 Absolutely.
That puck. He called that
Going off the skate of
after.
Darnell Nurse, but he's fighting with pride.
Puck
That's...
That's why I said
I'm a
there was
little
no
surprised,
indication.
but they're still looking at this over
Now
at
they've
the
got to
penalty
see.
boxes.
So I'm going to say, Edmonton, read and fucking weep, boys. That is a goal. The puck has fully crossed the plane. Sorry, boys. And I know you want to say, oh, it's a conspiracy against Canadian teams, but, I mean, you have the technology. That is a goal. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. But Anaheim with a 3-1 series lead because Edmonton cannot get goaltending or defense. And also, Connor McDavid and Leon can't do every goddamn thing. Which was the issue starting into, past years. So, that's just mainly how that is. That is a goal. Sorry. Sorry, Edmonton. Read it and weep. Calgary will be laughing at you in the distance. And Flan the man for 2. Was it a goal last night or not? I say goal Ducks. I think it's a goal. I mean, if you're looking at this angle right here, that is a goal. Sean Chanley and my UWL Pier for 2 bones. Over, under on fights tonight. 3. Well, my friends, all I'm going to say is this. There are a lot of good moments here. And simply put, we are going to have tremendous beef.
All these.
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
And we got all the beef today, my friends. We begin with the Our Trees beef counter. All the beef. All the time. There's going to be a lot of beef tonight, my friends. So, I don't know if it's going to be like Small Butcher Shop or something like Tyson Meats, where there's just massive beef and butchering all over the place. And then they mass produce it, freeze it, and sell it to supermarkets across America. So there is plenty of time for that. And once again, we will put up the You Will Obey signs. I mean, this is definitely more of a stream, I would say, because there's just so much shit on the screen. You'd think it was a TV broadcast, but what it is. But there is a lot of beef. All the beef, my friends. And beef for days and days and days on end. Actually, I had pork for dinner, so no beef, but I made pork chops. I had some extra in the fridge, so I made those up with some corn on the cob, but the corn on the cob was old, so not sure about that. But otherwise, it's just how that is, my friends. In terms of over-under, I would say 2.5. You know, because the last time the Penguins tried to fight with them, it just got ugly. Maybe at the end of the game, but we'll see. And Beast the Middle 1989 for 10 votes. Hey, did you know my stupid Yahtzee Cup picked the Kings to not only KO the Avs in 6, but make the finals? Yeah, you should burn that. Burn that, and I already see it. The Kings make the finals like it's 2012. Like, what are we? Like, are they playing the Canucks? I know about deja vu, but no. I knew it was such a sick prediction that I cold called an Avs sweep in an attached tweet. Well, the Avs did have a pretty solid sweep, and they're going to be pretty well rested against Minnesota versus Dallas, and they will continually beat the shit out of each other to the rest of our enjoyment in the Norm Green Cup. Fuck Norm Green to all those who observe. Sports Ball Otaku 2139, update on the 2021 revisit. I haven't had a chance to work on it since the draft. I've been working on the draft video, so once that's done, I'm going to get back to work on the 2021 draft revisit. I pretty much just have to do the edit and overlays, all that sort of stuff, and we're clean. It should be a relatively basic edit. It's just trying to find the time to do it. It should be out by later this week, early next week. So definitely, I'm still pissed that it wasn't out. I've just had so much on my plate, especially with, the draft being in Pittsburgh, having, 5 points, and Nick over. I'm doing a thing on Diana Rossini, so I have that being worked on right now. I still have to check that raw cut, so for final notes, I was working on that on Thursday. I also have, draft footage to sift over, the NFL draft video. It's just a crazy time right now. And any potential congratulations that come in the process. I don't know if the Pens deserve a congrats now because they're not swept. But if the Oilers lose Game 5, they're absolutely getting a congrats video. Because that is just too damn juicy. It is a Stan Bowman masterclass, my friends. Especially with the puck being in the net. Absolutely, sir. And Raphael Ledoux for 5 Canadian. I'm probably biased, but playoff hockey in Montreal is the most magical thing in hockey. 2 games already in Montreal, and now maybe a third. Oh, baby. Well, isn't it tied at 2? So you will get a third game in Montreal. So you're definitely going to get a third game in Montreal. If you're tied at 2, it's coming back for Game 6. So, like I said, last time Montreal was in the playoffs, it was during the COVID bubble, but even for like a couple thousand people, due to COVID regulations, it was still pretty loud. So it definitely is that. Well, Troy B, do you think they're getting the Alex baby bump? I'll be here all night, kids. And definitely, thanks for the support, guys. Appreciate you. Sportsball Otaku 2139 for 5 ounce. The real reason the refs called it a goal immediately, despite not being behind the net, Edmonton's defense and goaltending do not exist. No, they do exist. They're a net negative because they just exist to not play any sort of defense. Evan Bouchard, fantastic offensive player. He's allergic to the word defense. He's like the modern Paul Coffey. Paul Coffey bounced around a bunch of different teams because he wasn't that good at defense. He didn't give a shit. But he was a phenomenal offensive player. And Leif Opstad. Yesterday, I discovered that my favorite NASCAR driver, Denny Hamlin, follows Tree on Twitter. Also, Carson Hocevar earned a lot of fans on Talladega. Well, dude, there are a couple big things about Talladega. There was the big one. I mean, here's the problem, and there are a lot of people complaining about just NASCAR in general. Because the reality is, if we're looking at it right now, I'll just put this up right now. And
2 and all the way down the back.
Let me stop that real quick. It moves right here, goes like this. I'll just get rid of the scoreboard for the time being. Restrictor plate racing nowadays, it's about fuel withholding, so they go about 50%, and it's musical chairs. Because what happens is, once the chairs stop, you get something like this.
2 and all the way down the back.
Bubba Wallace goes in the wall, and
right after contact.
Right in front of the pack. Blaney's around.
And I mean, that's the entire field.
They're all wrecking. This is the big one. That's the whole
So,
field.
That's just the risk of having restrictor plate racing and everyone's so close. Just one mistake, it sends the whole field flying. It's just like, pray you don't get in the right situation when it gets wrecked. It's not even like a skill thing. It's luck for the most part. So a lot of guys were taken out there. But what it did lead us to was the legendary Carson Hocevar, who, quite frankly, did one of the most badass things I have ever seen. He is celebrating at Dega while driving, and he is out the window. Yes, he is celebrating while driving. He is riding the Dente, my friends. That is the most badass thing I've seen in NASCAR in a long time. And he's trying to grab a water bottle. We couldn't get it. Please tell me they have the burnout here.
And he sat on the windowsill, drove the car, and wiped the windshield. Larry, you remember that?
I mean, that is an old school move. Carson Hocevar, who wins at Daytona, doesn't really get much of a chance in the lead, but sometimes you get this magic, man. It's a lot easier now that it's not a win-and-in playoff. Because Hocevar, you can enjoy this win without worrying about any potential playoff. Penguins are about to come onto the ice too, so please tell me they have the burnout. Do they have the burnout? Nah, they don't have the burnout. Here we go. Okay, what did I say? This is a badass moment. Carson Hocevar riding a burnout while celebrating outside the window. Let's fucking go. That's badass. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking badass moment. Congratulations to Carson Hocevar winning at Dega. And yeah, I'm surprised Denny Hamlin follows me too. He followed me like since last fall, and I'm like, what? Okay. I'm surprised he hasn't unfollowed me yet. That's just how it is. Hockey fanatic. Which is worse? No goal for Calgary against Tampa or Anaheim goal against Oilers from a fan perspective? Well, the problem is both goals, they kind of have their counter arguments. Anaheim goal against the Oilers, that was a goal. If you follow basic geometry, the puck was completely over the line. And in terms of Calgary against Tampa, that might be an optical illusion because they showed a thing on the broadcast where it said the puck wasn't completely over the line. So it's just one of those things where it could be either or. But we will just see about that. But as I said, Edmonton will use that as their Carey Fraser moment, like, Dougie Gilmour getting high stick. That will be their victim complex. And Anakin Solo, 719 for 5 bones. Hey, Treat! Have you read 100 Things Every Canucks Fan Should Know and Do Before They Die on the Legacy of Failure? There are actually a lot of them for NHL teams. No, but I'll actually have to look that up. I know there's a lot of stories about the Canucks. I've looked them up. I'm going to use them in the video, but at the same time, that is something I will have to, should definitely know. It has to be something about Wayne Gretzky almost joining the Canucks, about Bill LaForge, about Steve Moore, Wayne Mackey. I would say about the white flag, the white towel that created the rally towel by Roger Nielsen. He has the statue outside Vancouver for that reason. And that's just mainly how that is. But once again, National Anthem is about to get underway, and this son of a bitch is still sitting in wait. He was not unleashed Saturday. But we will obey. We do not have the eyes, but the eyes shall remain. Contingency plan is life itself, my friends. Life itself. And as always, the good news for the Penguins continues as Mr. Jeff Jemerson is performing the national anthem. Dan Vladar once again performing in net for the Flyers. And also Archer Shilovs for Pittsburgh again. Jared Froman, 705, 3 for 5 bones. Lowell Metz is back. At least they have the Phillies to keep them company in the cold, dark basement. Spencer Torkelson stole Schwarbaum's bombing power. Well, I mean, if you look at the Mets right now, our friend Bo Bichette is going through it. He is absolutely going through it right now. Look at this man. Look at this man right here. He's a very sad man. He has to deal with Lowell Metz. He chased the bag. He went from a 3-run home run in Game 7 of the World Series to sitting despondent after losing in a sweep to the Rockies. They had lost 12 straight. They've lost 15 of 17, I believe. And it's Lowell Metz. I don't know why they did not fire Carlos Mendoza yet. The Mendoza line has been crossed in Las Vegas, but not in Queens. But that's enough to outdo it. We're about to get underway in the Steel City. First host of the NFL Draft did a fantastic job on it as well. First line against fourth line, as always, Luke Glendening in the faceoff circle against Sidney Crosby. Game 5 about to get underway, and the Flyers win the faceoff with Ristolainen taking the puck on his own net. Front side, tries to swarm off several defenders and does. It's dumped into the Penguins' boards. Carlson tries to give chase. It's picked off by Glendening. He'll wipe it across the boards over to Sanheim. Quick shot on net. It's going to be blocked by Witherspoon. Shot by Glendening. Shot wide. Witherspoon couldn't find it. Penguins recover. Get out of their kitchen. Sidney Crosby, who had a big goal in the last game, and Ricardo Rakell also had a big goal in the last game. Incredible high-end talent against Darth Vladar. But the Flyers will take it. Sanheim tries to get it. Puck is deflected by Rust. Flyers will recover. Brazo and Clifton, your scratches for Pittsburgh. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Matvei Mishkov has been scratched. A healthy scratch. And Denver Barkey is moving up to where Mishkov will be. So Denver Barkey moving up. Alex Bump will be on the third line. Cam York is starting to shove Evgeny Malkin. Do we have beef? Is that like a half beef? I don't know. But play has been stopped with 19:13 left in the third period. No changes for the Flyers otherwise. Okay, there is a change. Emil Andre is back in the lineup. Noel Juleson, who had played the last 3 games, is out in healthy scratch again. Emil Andre back in the lineup for the first time since game 1. Malkin tried to backhand it in. Okay, yes, we've got beef already. Malkin pulled it. Malkin.
We've got beef! motherfuckers!
That is one whole beef. I will have one beef, please. We're gonna have plenty of beef here. We have our first beef not even a minute in. Oh baby, like we're feasting tonight, boys. Penguins will recover in their own end. Girard tries to keep it in. It's picked up by the Flyers. Konechny tries to move it back over to Martone behind his net. It's going to be swarmed up by Shilovs as Martone loses the pass. But now there's going to be a little bit of talking in the background. They're trying to hug it out, hold it. No beef just yet, though. And Shilovs will hold the puck with 18:59 left in the first period. One whole beef. Anakin Solo for 5 bones. We call it towel power. No, true. I've heard of it as towel power, so you are right. I mean, everyone raves the towel for that reason. I call it terrible towel because it started in the 70s. But the white towel and the towel rally towel started with the Canucks. We first brought it to the masses in 1982, correct, to protest unfair penalties and not really getting calls against the Blackhawks, if I remember correctly. And they went on to win that series, make the finals, and then they just got mauled by the Islanders. But as I said, nobody was beating the Islanders that year. It's just you pretty much existed. Penguins will take the draw back at center ice. He tries to get it over towards Lazat. He misses the pass. It'll be picked up on the play there by Alex Bump, making his playoff debut. Bump, wrist shot, saved by Shilovs. Rebound in front of the net will be taken by Sam Girard. Girard backhands it out of the blue line. Be dumped in by the Flyers on the interception. Lost stick for the Flyers, but a free line change. Just a dead stick lying in front of Shilovs, and he'll pull off to the side. It'll be taken by Ryan Shea, moving to the near side boards, to flex it off the near side boards, across into Flyer territory. Behind the net, it will be picked up there by, is that Juleson? Sorry, I think Juleson is still, no, that's not Juleson, that's Owen Tippett, who's in the play. It'll be taken there by Denver Barkey. Barkey, fresh off the first line. Jukes defense. Quick wrist shot. Saved by Shilovs with the pad. Rebound in front of the net. Off the side of the net. It was a wide open shot there by Tippett. He couldn't get it on. Shot by the backhand. Saved by Shilovs. Tippett with the puck on the near side boards. Picked up on there by Sealer. Sealer moves it over to the backhand. Back over to Ristolainen. Back over to Tippett. Tippett front end wrist shot. Blocked off high. And it'll be out of play, hitting the netting. Philly swarming with fury. But Shilovs has answered the call so far. Come on, defense. Let's not give up these wide open shots to Denver Barkey, okay? That's a rebound shot, and Tippett just missed. Tippett had a juicy rebound, just couldn't get it on net. Would have been a great goal if he did, though. And definitely, Cherry Mejias, 5'9" for 5 bones. Pittsburgh will bow down to the orange and black. You can't deny it. No. Are the only orange and white we believe in are construction cones, and we raise the cone every night. Flyers win the draw. To be taken there by Ristolainen. Ristolainen moves back over to the back end, over to Tippett rolls it back over to Ristolainen. Shot blocked off, never got on net. It'll be taken by the Penguins. Try to get it out of the zone. They do not. It'll be taken by Sanheim, kept in the zone, but it's forced out by the Penguins, and they'll have to recover. Couturier keeps it in, but it's picked off by Kindle. Kindle with a 2-on-2, right speed. Tries to keep it in bounds, and we will not get it out. It'll be picked off on the play there by Luke Glendening. Penguins will recover at center ice. Soderblom will dump it in. Mantha giving chase. Ristolainen giving pressure. Mantha moves it back in front of the net. Quick shot, scores! Elmer Soderblom off the backhand tie by Anthony Mantha, and the Penguins strike first, baby! Oh, Jeebus, Lord, the Lord in front, the towels are flying. Oh, the yellows are coming out for Elmer Soderblom. Anthony Mantha did something positive. Thank fucking God. Oh, beautiful. But that means there's another goal for the Penguins to lead, but I don't give a shit, my friends, because the Penguins have scored a glorious goal. The glue guy himself. Great rebound control by Soderblom, and Vladar just couldn't get a handle on it. It's the first shot of the game, first goal, 17-13 left in the first period. Letang takes the puck, moves it in front of the net, over to Raquel, dumped into the zone. Drysdale picks it up, Crosby intercepts, moves it across the net, deflects off a flyer, and Penguins will recover it in their own end. Letang back over towards Girard. Girard dumps it into the back. Taken there by Vladar, moves over to Cam York. York over to the front back. Speeds up towards Martone. He misses the pass. He's just in front of him. It'll be taken by Letang. No icing call. Letang given pressure by Martone, but he takes it out. It runs off the boards over to Rust. Rust in front of the net. Moves far side boards. Over towards the Penguins blue line. Pressure off the puck. It'll be taken behind the net over by the Flyers. Crosby tries to intercept. Can't get it there. It'll be taken there by the Flyers. capped in. Actually, no, it's going to be moved out towards center ice. Will be picked up by Witherspoon. Carlson, full line change for the Penguins. They'll dump it in to complete that line change. Nate Seeler with it now, far side boards. Tries to find the Flyer, deflect it out, and it'll be dumped in for an icing call. With 16:19 left in the first period. Felton Savat, don't worry, man. It's fine. Yes, sir. Your Paltina for 2. If Connor Griffin doesn't win Rookie of the Year, God is dead. Well, Kevin McGonigal. Although he's AL Rookie of the Year, so McGonigal, I would say, would be AL Rookie of the Year so far. He's been really good. And Jared Froman, 705, 3 for 5 bones. AL Comedy Central has moved back to the Comedy Central. Actually include the entire AL in the Comedy Conference. Well, the entire NL Central, last I checked, is a better record than the leader of the AL West. Or AL West, I should say. It'll be taken by the Flyers, but taken by Chinakhov. Chinakhov passes deflected. He gets it over to Malkin, though. He'll dump it in across the send boards. Gets it over to Chinakhov, but it's ripped off by the Flyers. Now here they come. Moving back over is Cates. Cates moves it behind the back, taken back. Moved over. Shilovs will hold. As it deflected over him on the pass from Witherspoon that was deflected. And Ostino, 17 for 7 Canadian. The Pens bullshit is real. It's not real yet, my friends. Come on. Plenty of hockey left to be played. It's okay. And G. Phaser for 2 bones. Soderblom and Mantha? Of course it's the former Detroit Red Wings. So Mantha hasn't done shit. He's been a net detriment until that play. So there definitely is that. And IX Deep 1 for 2. That goal music, Andrew WK. Correct. Party Hard by Andrew WK. It's been our goal theme since 2016, minus that 1 year where they turned it to Jump Around by House of Pain, but we do not talk about that. It's too generic. So we brought it back to Party Hard. Honestly, real ones remember it from Madden 2003. That's the thing. Philly takes the pass, deflected on net, saved by Shilovs. Moved to the rebound to the far side. It'll be picked up by Achari and dumps it in over the boards. Vladar misses it, and it will be icing. As Andre beats Lazat to the puck. 15:47 left the first period. Very action-packed so far, my friends. And Ostino 17, the dumpster fire that is the Red Sox. Well, once again, I just want to say a moment of silence for 5 Points Vids. He just lost his job. But as I said, I think he'll be fine. He'll get the job for the Red Sox. I think he'll get the Phillies job once they realize Rob Thompson's going to do it. This faceoff will be to the left of Shilovs. Taking the pass is Zegras. But he loses the draw against Lazat. They're going to have to do it again. 2 46s against each other. Very rare in the NHL. And we're going to do it again. Or is this going to be a penalty? I'm not sure. Yes, it's going to be a penalty on Sam Girard. It is a Girard penalty for tripping. And Dan Muse is trying to flip out on there. And, yeah, he got the stick in between Denver Barkey's skates. They're going to call that every time. So Sam Girard going to the box with his bandage on his nose. That'll be 2 for tripping. The Flyers will be on their own power play. But first, Parker Witherspoon will take the puck and clear it. If it doesn't stay out for long, it'll retreat to center ice. Drysdale will take the puck. Moves it to the far end. It'll be taken by Zegras. Zegras charging. That's been a regular thing in this series. Moves it over the puck, but it'll be deflected, intercepted by Dewar, and he'll fully dump it in. With 15:25 left in the first period, 140 left on this power play. Drysdale moves it back back behind his own net. It'll be a long saucer pass over to the Flyers. It'll be picked up there by, this is going to be Tyson Forster. Forster moves it back behind the net, but it's going to be met up by a Penguin, and it's Erik Karlsson. Waits, fires, he delivers it long hand, he'll dump it in. Drysdale will be given chase by Dewar, moves it out towards the front end, and the Flyers come with Zegras, a 3-on-3 incoming. Zegras stops on the far side boards, waits, looks for his man, moves it behind the net. It'll be over towards, that's Christian Dvorak, back over towards Konechny. Konechny, quick wrist shot, blocked off by, that's Achari. Achari moves it back into the front, backs over towards Konechny. Konechny back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen waits for Zegras on the far boards, moves it back over to the point to Ristolainen. Ristolainen waits, finds his man. It's going to be Konechny. Back over to Ristolainen at the bar boards. Moves it to the far side to Konechny. Konechny near boards. Quick wrist shot deflected wide. Never got on net. Zegras rebounds though. It'll be recovered there by Ristolainen. Ristolainen moves it back over towards Zegras. Zegras back to Konechny. Konechny moves it back over to Ristolainen at the point. Bakes the slap shot. Moves it over towards Zegras. Zegras at the point. Slap shot by Ristolainen. Quick wrist shot deflected wide. Letang tries to clear. He doesn't get enough on it. Ristolainen keeps it at the point. Back over to Martone. Martone, quick wrist shot, deflected high, and it stays in bounds. Fire still holding on for dear life. It'll be taken there once again by Konechny. On the near boards, moves it at the point to Ristolainen. Shot deflected. It never got on net, and it'll be cleared because of the deflection. Knocked to center ice. Partial line change for the Penguins. Sanheim moves it in over towards Konechny. 9 seconds left on this power play. They're holding on for dear life. Flyers swarming. 3 Flyers against 2 Penguins. They'll be back over towards Tippett. Your quick wrist shot deflected high. Saved by Shelovs. Moves behind the own net. And the penalty expires. Gerard will move it up. It'll be taken there by Lizotte. Lizotte, wrist shot. It'll be blocked up by the Flyers, but picked up by Lizotte again. Gerard trying to keep it in for it. Can he hold on for it right now? No, it'll be taken by York. York moves it back. It's picked off by Tommy Novak, who swoops in. Back over to Girard. Girard playing forward in this section. It'll be taken by Tippett. He'll dump it out, but it'll be out of play. We'll be starting in Philadelphia's own. Well, CD Price, the Flyers have actually won the special teams battle so far. So that's just how that is. Oh, Anakin Solo, oh, don't worry. I'm getting to you, man. I'm trying to think. So, let me think here. I thought I got it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Anakin Solo, I got to your Tal Power. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. So I know you have the two. You have the 100 things every Canucks fan should know and the Tal Power. So, and I said, I don't care if the terrible Tal was first. We brought it to the Masters in 1982. And that's what I mentioned about the Canucks history. So I didn't know if you had another one. So that's my bad, dude. It's my bad. So... Hey, Akbar fan, don't worry. It's that Anakin Solo. It's okay, man. It's okay. As I said, I try to get to everyone, but YouTube gets a little weird. So I wish I could actually put them on screen and then put them on there, but XSplit doesn't allow that. I just prefer the customization. Like, StreamYard is better at getting the super chats and reading them in person, but unfortunately, it's not that right. No, though, there's two. There's Anakin Skywalker and Anakin Solo. I like Anakin Solo was the one that mentioned it. So I see you both, Anakin Skywalker. How are you doing tonight? Daniel Nuttall, you really love hockey. Can we get some sort of semi-regular This Week in Sports Puck? The problem is that hockey changes so fast. Like, it's the same problem I had with baseball, that any script I have, I finish editing, it can be out of date within a week. So that's the problem I have with that. With football, at least there's only one game a week. You can stop and just have that sort of break and reassess. With hockey, it gets tougher. Like, you can do some brief, but if you do like a full segment, there are things that could be out of date. That's the thing I've always run into, at least with baseball. So I'm not entirely sure. So, but as I said, I can always try. It's just finding the time, especially during football season. Yeah, they're showing the Game 7 goal on Pittsburgh Sportsnet with Darius Kasparaitis against Dominic Hasek. Darius Kasparaitis scoring a game-winning overtime goal. Could you believe it at the time? Definitely. And we will move back to the Ostino 17 for 279. I got the dumpster fire that is the Red Sox. And Dan Everchart, I'll get to you after this face-off. The Penguins will win it. They'll treat it into their own end, where Carlson will scoop it up to the right of Archer Shelovs. Carlson moves it over to Malkin, deflects it in towards center ice, will be picked up by the Flyers. Drysdale picks it up. It's picked off by the Penguins. Malkin, back behind his net, swooping in from the backhand. Waits, goes far side, tries to find his man over to Carlson, blocked up, but he recovers the puck. Moves it over towards Chinakhov, back to the point to Witherspoon. Witherspoon waits, moves it back behind the boards, he'll flick it. Nobody's there, though. It'll be taken by, Owen Tippett and the Flyers, and they'll dump it in. No icing. It had just enough juice not to get to the back end, so it'll be taken there by Pucker Witherspoon. Given pressure by Alex Bump. Moves it over towards Raquel. Raquel moves it over to Crosby. He dumps it into the boards with Raquel giving chase. Raquel gets it. He'll backhand it over towards Crosby. Crosby moves it back over towards the end to Solovyov. Solovyov back over to the end. Moves, quick wrist shot, blocked off. Never got on net. Solovyov will recover. Moves it to Raquel. Shot on net, shot wide. Back over to the front, over to Russ. Shot saved by Vladar. Vladar back at the point to Solovyov. Quick wrist shot deflected. It never got on net. Flyers will recover. Taken by Forster. Forster back over towards the end. He'll dump it in. Back over to Shea. Tries to find him and picked off by Sanheim. Sanheim over to Bump. 4-on-3 incoming. Bump shot blocked off by Shea. But it's recovered by the Flyers and Martin. All right, by Owen Tippett. Tippett keeps it in. He'll dump it into Sanheim playing forward. He'll flip it off back over to the point. Moves it back to Zegras. Zegras, quick wrist shot deflected wide. But rebound and move over to the side and dumped in by the Penguins. And they'll get their line change. Nick Seeler with the puck now. He'll move it to the front. It'll be taken by Barkey. Barkey moves it over to Tippett. Tippett, far side. He'll try to find Barkey. It's intercepted by Letang. Letang moves it over to Achari in the fourth line out there. Lizotte, quick shot, blocked off, saved. Rebound in front. And the Mets going to go off its moorings off some pressure by Dewar. And takes off Tippett, but it just hit the net. Puck is dead with 11:28 left in the first period. But we'll definitely see, man. Yep. Just them. No revisit. I've just been really busy. As I said, I was hoping to get it out last week. I've just had too much on my plate. As I said, I will definitely have it out. I'll have it out after the NFL draft. I've done the vocals, done the writing. I'm starting the edit. I actually haven't been able to do the edit because of everything involving the draft and the 2026 NFL video, but it will absolutely be out. I'm just trying to find the time to do it. And you could actually criticize me for doing this, but I enjoy doing this and I committed to it. So, I mean, come on. I have to do Game 5. Let's go. And Dan Everchart, 6378 for 5. Treat, can you explain the argument from Oilers fans on why that isn't a goal? Because it didn't go the other way. And they apparently say you can't see the puck, so you can't conclude it, but basic geometry says that puck did fully cross the line. We have the technology to do it. It's a clear shot. The only thing is you have the basic geometry of the puck. And I'll show it to you on the screen. And let me get this up 1 second here. Yeah. Cooper Flagg wins Rookie of the Year. Congratulations on your rigging. If you look at it from here, and you see this puck, you don't see the skate, but you have enough of the puck to dictate where it's ending. And you're going to, there's still not enough space, but you still are going to have enough space to have a full puck. So that's why I believe it is a goal. And that's just mainly what Edmonton has to read and weep. So you have like the bare end of that line, and I believe it fully crossed the line. So if this happened against Anaheim, Edmonton would be praising the Seven Kingdoms. But there's 10:59 left in the first period. Sam Girard will get it behind his own net. Moves it over towards a screaming Elmer Soderblom, who has the first goal of this game. Loses the puck, though. It'll be taken on the play there by Sanheim. Now moved in towards the boards. Konechny dumping it in. Letang giving chase in the near boards to the left of Shilovs. Letang moves it over towards Anthony Mantha. Back over towards Soderblom. They can't get it. Sanheim, quick wrist shot blocked off. Rebound in front of the net. Scramble forward in front. It'll be taken by the Penguins. 3-on-2 potentially incoming. Kindle moves it over towards Mantha. Mantha waits, tries to find his man. Back over to Soderblom. He can't find him. Slap shot by Carlson. Saved by Vladar. Rebound by the Flyers, and they'll get it out of danger. Witherspoon moves it over to Carlson. Carlson back over to Witherspoon to the far end in the Penguins' board. Back over to Malkin. Line change to the second line for the Penguins. Moves it back over towards Cates. Cates dumps it in. Back over towards Forster. Tries to find his man. He can't get it. It's picked off by the Penguins. They'll get it out of the zone. Moves it over towards Sanheim. Be picked up there by Forster. Forster waits, recollects halfway through the first period. Alex Bump moves it in now. Tries to dump it out. They can't. Now moving over by the Flyers. Bump will move it back into the back end over towards Sanheim. They'll move it over to Ristolainen. Ristolainen passes the puck, loses it, but it's going to be recovered there by Forster and retreats into the Flyers' end. Coughed up on the puck play. It'll be over towards Cam York. York moves it over towards Ristolainen. Ristolainen to Cam York. Line change for both sides. Tippett will get it in with his stake. Moved it back in towards Parker Witherspoon, who recovers the puck. Moves it over far side, over towards Raquel. Raquel will dump it in over the end boards, picked up there by Rust. Tries to get it, but he's wrapped up the puck by the, muscled off the puck by the Flyers. Kept in there by Raquel. He'll dump it in far boards. Chipped off by the Flyers. Big hit on the play by Raquel, though. Crosby trying to give chase. Drysdale beats him to it. Penguins try to recover. They do. Quick wrist shot. It goes out of play off the side of the netting. Brian Rust had a chance at it, but it was a really tough angle. But it will be out of play. Sidney Crosby, actually, with the hit on Cam York. And every Flyers fan is now screaming for a penalty. And that's just how that is. KOBX Elucidator, I mean, our radio commentator's pretty good. Joe Brand's pretty good. As I said, I flub too much to really be a radio broadcaster, but that's just how that is. I grew up spoiled, and I wanted to be a play-by-play commentator. So this is me achieving my failed dream by some sort of proxy. Danny Boy 1274, when is Meet the Mets coming out? Needs more time to cook. Jeff GZ for 5, first time checking in with you on the series. What's your take on the yellow jerseys in the playoffs? Burn them. Burn them to oblivion. I don't like them. They should go to the original jerseys, but apparently they have to keep with them the entire playoffs. That's fucking horseshit. Go back to the old jerseys. They're better luck. And to Beer Nerd for 5 bones, daughter's almost 2, and she started saying devils when I put them on TV at the end of the season. I'm sorry, man. Tom Fitzgerald would sign your daughter to a no movement clause. If there's any solace, Anakin. I'm sorry, to Beer Nerd. But sunny days are ahead. And Anakin Solo for another 5 bones. Thank you for the support, Anakin. Appreciate you. Treat, you're the reason I started watching football. The first video I saw about you was the Leafs half century of failure, which showed me your other videos. Yeah, the thing with the Leafs video, that took me a long time to do. That was years in the making. And during COVID, I finally took about 3 weeks and just hammered down and just started doing work, gathering the research and really digging into it. And once it was done, it felt good. Like, I've never made a dime off that video. That was instantly claimed by the NHL. But I love doing it. And as I said, if it goes as a vehicle, it works. One thing I wish that YouTube would do is I could extend to the end that video and update it for the next year. So I can do that with Minnesota and Atlanta too. But as I said, until YouTube does that and lets me add on an extra section, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. But, Hockey Fanatic. I've wanted to do Legacies of Failure. I have 3 in the pipeline. Canucks I've been writing for a couple years. Clippers I'm working on too. Jets I've been wanting to work on as well. It's just finding the time. I get caught up in the day-to-day grind. Trust me. If I had a choice, I'd be working on the Legacy of Failure videos. Trust me on this one. Trust me. It's not because I don't want to do it. 4th line out for the Flyers. Glendening gets it in and just goes right to Shelovs, who covers it up with 8:54 left in the first period. Yep, Fisk, I didn't make any money. The big secret is I don't actually make money on my ad revenue. I make it from sponsors and potentially some crowdfunding, but mostly it's from the sponsors. If it weren't for them, I don't know if I'd be able to do this as often as I do. I'd still be doing it, but I would have another job in the process. So it's just the reality of it. And with how much I take in terms of footage from the leagues, I consider it sort of my payment for using it. Like the NFL, for example, like when I use their footage to make This Week in Sports Ball or any video, I see it as like, okay, we'll allow you to do take our footage, but we'll just take your ad revenue as a fee. That's how I always see it. So I think that's fair. Face-off will be to the right-hand side of Shelovs. Pens win it. 4th line still out for the Penguins. It'll be dumped in. Sealer tries to give chase. There's no icing call. Lizotte giving pressure, and it'll be moved up by Achari. Flyers trying to keep it in. Andre will move in for it. Flyers will recover, but Penguins keep it in. Carlson, quick wrist shot, deflected in. Oh, it nearly went in, but it was saved by Vladar. He couldn't see it. Knuckled in. Lizotte keeps it in. Shot deflected wide. It might have hit Vladar's stick. Back over towards Dewar. Picked up by the Flyers. 2-on-2 potentially incoming. Connecting, giving with speed. Carlson moves it back over. Moves it across the net over towards Witherspoon. Back over towards Lizotte. Lizotte with man. It'll be Connor Dewar. Dewar waits. Fires. Blocked off by Sanheim. Picked up by Achari. Lizotte actually grabs it. Moves it over towards the end, over to Letang on the near end boards. Letang moves it back behind the net again. Now Ristolainen will take it. Tries to chip it out and does. Now here comes Cates. Cates will dump it into the boards. Moves it over towards Letang, who will grab it in behind Shelovs. Letang moves it over towards the net. It'll be taken by Sam Girard. Girard waits, tries to evade Noah Cates. Does, and it'll be taken by the Penguins. 2nd line out. Tommy Novak tries to give chase. He'll be picked up by the Penguins. Malkin will be forced to dump it in because they're offsides. Sanheim moves it in. Long saucer pass. It'll be taken by the Flyers. They'll dump it in. Move to the sideboards. It'll be taken by Shelovs. They'll dump it in. He can't control it, though. It'll be picked up by the Penguins and Novak. Chipped into the front boards. It'll be intercepted by the Flyers and Sanheim. They'll chip it in again. Dumped it into the boards. Tippett giving chase. Girard tries to get it. Can't whip it on the pass. But Girard moves it back again. Tries to move it back to the point. It'll be picked up by Novak. It was nearly picked off on that play by Tippett, but Novak will get it. Dump it into the board. 7-11 left in the first period. Penguins up 1-0. Drysdale with it now. York behind him, but Drysdale takes it. He moves it back to York. York tries for the center ice pass. He can't connect it, though. It'll be taken by the Penguins. Dumped into the boards. Crosby will take it. Russ giving chase. It'll be taken by York. York tries to get it, moves over. Penguins with a forecheck. It'll be taken by Rust. Rust moves it back over to Crosby. It'll be picked off by Forster. Tries to keep it out. Does. But the Penguins will recover and try to regroup. Carlson moves it back over towards Raquel. Raquel back to Rust. Rust waiting. Tries to find a man. Shot on net. Saved by Vladar. Rebound by Brian Rust. He can't get it on net. Keep in his Carlson. Moves it over towards the back end. He moves it back over to the point. Taken by Witherspoon. Back on his back end. No, it's actually Shea. I'm sorry. Back over to the front. Picked off by the Flyers. Taken back there. Here they come. Moving back over is Glendening. Glendening with speed. He can't control it. They both blow a tire. Him and Carlson. Crosby with it now. Tries the long saucer pass. Intercepted by the Flyers in their own zone. It'll be taken by Couturier. Tries to get Glendening. He can't control it, though. Taken by the Penguins. Scrum forward in center boards. Taken by Glendening. He'll claim the puck. Dumps it into the boards. Moved over by the Pens defense. Carlson Trying to get out of danger. He's given pressure by Hathaway. He'll dump it in far side, though. No icing. Sanheim will recover. Moves it behind his own net. Moves it far end boards. Tries to find his man. It'll be on to Hathaway. Can't get there. Picked off by Soderblom. Ben's trying to call for a penalty. No such luck. But they keep it in the zone. Actually, it'll be a delayed penalty. Extra attacker will be out soon. Kendall tries to find his man. Moves it back over to the point. Crosby. Back over to Soderblom. Quick backhand. Saved by Vladar. He loses the rebound, but the Penguins will be on the power play. Oh, we got beef. We've got beef. Soderblom's fighting with Ristolainen. Malkin's been pushed to the ground. Oh, baby, give me the beef. It's like that Wendy's commercial back in the 80s. Where's the beef?
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
Oh, all the beef. We add the counter to 2, maybe 3. I'll give him 2 because it's 1 encompassing penalty. We need to see what the penalties are on. Soderblom will get the first penalty out the hold. Big beat time. Oh no, we got fighting. We've got more beef. Anthony Mantha tried to blow off his gloves.
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
I'll add another one for that. Mantha's going back to the box. Move for 3. Mantha's going to the box. I think this will be a 4-on-4. Beef, it's what's for dinner, baby. So we need to figure out what the penalties are, and there's just going to be a little commercial break. The Penn's ice crew's out there skating while the refs are trying to debate the penalties. Malkin will be in the box, and it looks like Hathaway will be in the box to start. But I'm trying to figure out what the penalties are. It'll be 1-0. As we go to commercial break, I'll be right back, kids. The tree has to pee for the D, I think. I'm not ripping off Tom, I swear. And we see the previous beef as the tree has successfully peed, as it was destiny, my friends. We are obeying potentially. Mantha was trying to fight Sanheim, and Sanheim apparently gets away with it. Yep. And Mantha's trying to say, let's go. Wanna go? Wanna go? Wanna go? And apparently we didn't. Definitely, man. Alcide Dunard for 28 bones. We've got 2 penalties for both sides. It looks like Sanheim and Glendenning in the box for the Flyers. Malkin and Mantha in the box for the Penguins. Fourth line's been doing some things, but it's just how it is. Oh, I'm the GOAT. No, I didn't miss a fight. That was the beef from earlier. So, the Penguins will be on the power play as they move it back onto the near end boards over to Crosby. Crosby tries to move it back behind his net, still muscling for the puck. It's ripped off on the back by Jean Couturier, but moved back over to the point over towards Carlson. Carlson, wrist shot off wide. Deflects over the end boards. It'll be picked up on the play by Tommy Novak. Wrestled out there by 2 Flyers. Scrum along the near side boards. Crosby trying to get the puck out. It'll be taken by Carlson. Carlson moves it over to Raquel on the far boards. On the far side, moves towards the net, moves it back at the point over towards Carlson. Carlson waits, looks, moves over towards Raquel again, tries to find his man, back to Rust, shot saved by Vladar. On the backhand switcheroo by Brian Rust in front of the net. 1:17 left in the power play. 7-6. And Alcide du Nord for 28 bones. Have a couple beers on me. I appreciate you, Alcide du Nord. Love you, my man. Praise the Jeebus. Jeebus, as always, we will once again don him with the terrible towel. In honor of the NFL draft, Jeebus will love the terrible towel. Alpha Chad Feynor for 10 bones. Hey, Tree, what chances do you give Buffalo a chance to make it to the finals? I'll actually get to this question after this power play. Carlson moves it back over towards Novak. Shot saved by Vladar. Rebound by the Penguins. Rush misses it out. Ships it over to Carlson. Moves back to the point. Backhands it over to Crosby near sideboards. Crosby waits. Moves it back over towards Novak. Back in the front to Rush. Shot deflected high and wide. I think Vladar might have gotten a piece of it. Back over towards the point. Rust moves it back into the near side boards. Moves it towards center. Back deflects over the boards over to Crosby. Moves it back to Carlson. Carlson back to Raquel. Raquel on the near far side boards waits. Moves it back behind the net to Rust. Back over to the point to Carlson. Carlson waits. Moves back to Crosby. Crosby waits. Tries to find his man. Tries to back in front. Deflected in front. Shot wide. Rust will recover. Moves it back to Crosby. 33 seconds left on the power play. Tries to find his man. Now given pressure there by Tippett. Tippett doesn't clear, but he tries but can't get there. Now it's taken by the Flyers. Here they come. A potential breakaway for Dvorak. Shot deflected. Saved by Shelovs. He'll immediately war it out. 19 seconds left on the power play on the partial breakaway. Great save by Shelovs. Soderblom takes the puck. 12 seconds left. The Flyers will successfully burn this. But it'll be taken by the Penguins in third line. Kindle with it now. Moves back over to Soderblom. Shot deflected. And it's going to be high and in the netting. 4 seconds technically left on the power play. Spider Winder, have you considered streaming more playoff hockey? Yeah. As I said, I wanted to do last year one game per round. But, I mean, if there's a game 7, I'll probably do it. But as I said, it just depends on time. There's just a lot going on. And speaking of which, Alpha Chat Feiner, what chances do you give Buffalo to make it to the finals? Also, what era do you think had the best goaltenders? My vote is the late 90s. Oh, late 90s had some really good ones. Belfour, Hasek, Cujo. Barrasso, Tugger was really good. I mean, how much of that was the padding, though? That's the question. I want to say the early to mid 2010s had some really good goalies. I mean, you had Corey Crawford, Jonathan Quick, King Henrik, Ryan Miller, Roberto Luongo, Tuukka Rask. You had some phenomenal goalies. I mean, you had the beginnings of Andrei Vasilevsky, Ben Bishop. You had some great guys, but here's the third line. Ben Kindle tries to take it. Now with 1-on-4, he'll lose the puck. It'll be taken there by Sean Couturier, the fourth line out for the Flyers. Couturier backhands it into the Penguins zone, picked up there by Shea. Shea moves it over to the front, back over towards that's Witherspoon. Witherspoon, he tries to get it to Brewer. He can't get it there. It's picked off by the Flyers. Now picked up by Denver Barkey. Barkey dumps it in. He's checked to the boards by Witherspoon. It's picked up by Shea. Backhands it, but kept in the net. Tippett shots on net. It will be wide. Picked up by Witherspoon behind his own net. Tries to be kept in, but kept in by the Flyers. It's shot wide again. And the Penguins are going to have to play chase. Tippett trying to grab it. Tired on net for the ice. Achari keeps it in. He'll dump it out. And it will be icing. As Drysdale moves it back with 2:25 left in the first period. But in terms of Feiner, Alpha Chat Feiner, your question in terms of chance Buffalo has, I think them and Carolina are the favorites. I'm going to be quite honest here. I like Buffalo. I think they're an all-rounded team. They're very young, very skilled. And if UPL doesn't have any more of those mistakes, like against that backhander with Morgan Geeky, I mean, they're putting belt to ass against Boston. So I think the world's their oyster at this point. Anakin Solo, I will get to your question next after this face-off and break. It'll be Christian Dvorak in the circle against Achari. Achari will win the draw. And they try to get it out. And there will be no icing. It hit a body from the Flyers. They'll be able to get a line change. Vladar tries to get it out. Nearly picked off by Blake Lizotte. But taken by the Flyers. They move it far end. It'll be taken there by Sanheim. Sanheim waits. Tries to find his man. Quick wrist shot deflected off the glove of Sheloff. Shot again deflected wide. And they can't keep it in. No, they actually do. Sanheim tries to move it over towards Ristolainen. He can't get the puck. But it moves behind the net. It'll be taken by Achari. Achari tries to find his man. It's Letang. 3-on-2 incoming potentially. Moves it over to the point. Back over to Raquel. Shot and a block wide. Tries to find his man. Lazat tries to keep it in. Moves it back over to the point to Gerard. Gerard slap shot. Saved by Vladar. Russ tries to get it. Misses the shot. Second shot. It'll be deflected wide. Move back over to the far side boards. Moves it back over towards Raquel. They try to flip it out over towards Rust. Rust can't get it though. It'll be taken by Cates, who swoops in and takes it out of danger. Moves it out of the zone to center ice. It'll be picked up by Sam Gerard. Gerard tries to move over to Crosby. He loses the pass, and it'll be dumped in by the Flyers on the intercept. Gerard giving chase. He'll flip it across the near end boards. Picked up by Forster. Tries to get it over towards Alex Bump. He misses the pass. Rebounds. Takes the shot. Easy save by Shilovs. Gerard tries to dump it out. He can't. Picked up by Sandheim in the far end boards. Picked up there by Alex Bump. Bump moves over towards center ice. Picked up by Forster. Shot. Never got on net. Moves it back to the front, and misses the pass, and it'll actually move all the way back to Flyer territory with 1 minute left in the period. Drysdale trying to fight off Malkin as he moves up past Flyer territory to center ice. Moves it to the far end, back over towards Tippett. Tippett, breakaway to Zegras. He can't get the backhand. He was a breakaway. He couldn't control it, though. Shot by Bump. Never got on net. Bump gets the rebound again. Back over towards Tippett. Shots deflected wide again. And it'll be picked up by Carlson. Moves it back over towards Tommy Novak. Novak with potential breakaway. Tries to get his man. He can't control the puck, but he gets it back. Moves it over to Malkin. Back over towards Witherspoon at the point. Shot deflected. Got wide. Malkin tries to grab it. Can't get there. Over towards Tippett. 22 seconds left in the period. Zegras. Will Murphy dump it back in the boards? Barkey giving chase. Trying to bunt for it is Barkey. He does. Moves it back over to Zegras. Tries to find a man. Backhand. He shot it wide. Moves it back over towards Sealer. Back to Zegras at the front point. Tries to get his man. Back to Ticket. Shot. Deflected wide. Never got on net. 5 seconds left in the period. Sealer shot. Deflected wide again. 1 second. 0. And that will end the period as Zegras couldn't get a shot on net. And the Penguins have the lead. At the end of the first period, a Flyers swarm nearly made it 1-0. Zegras had an incredible breakaway. Bad play by Witherspoon. Zegras lost the puck. He couldn't get it on his backhand. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. Zegras actually had a couple shots, and then he just shot it wide. Definitely so, sir. And that will end the period. So the Penguins have allowed 0 first period goals, but they give up all their goals in the second. So it is what it is. Anakin Solo for 5 bones. Thank you for support, my man. I was born near Vancouver, but I lived in Nashville when the Oilers moved there. So I've always had a soft spot for them, and then they won the number 1 seed. Well, at least you didn't have to deal with a Memphis debacle. Houston still hates them, and they're trying to make it more of a sort of like the Oilers' heritage, but the problem is Houston doesn't give a shit anymore. It's just Amy Adams Strunk just being incompetent. She's a lot like her father in so many ways. All right. Well, Connie Paw 94 for 2. Hope you're doing well, Tree. I'm doing well, my man. I'm just glad to be streaming the game for you guys today. Just rambling on about hockey. And that's just how that is. Mr. Trexter, Mishkov's a healthy scratch. He's not in the lineup. Alex Bump is in for him. And IX Deep 1 for 2. Nothing tastier than some USDA grade A beef.
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
You know what? I'm going to add another beef for that. Why not? Because we all love some good old-fashioned beef. We'll make that 4 beefs. 4 beefs, please. You know what? Let's get a half cow by the end of this. Let's go. And KOBX Elucidator for 5. Philly fan for everything but hockey. Grew up near Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Boy, became a Pens fan when I moved to Pittsburgh in 2018. Let's go, Pens. Nice. My sister lives in Scranton, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So she's been to a bunch of baby Pens games. She's probably watching the game right now because she probably has the Philly broadcast. Boo, Philly sucks. But that's just how that is. But I know we all talk about the beef, and I know we got to obey this guy right here. But I think there's something we got to... I think we need to mention something real fast. And give me 1 second. I need to fuel.
Pizza time.
Nothing like some good old pizza. I just want to embrace the pizza. That's all. And that, once again, end the stuff indeed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Tommy Novak's there, but it is what it is. So, it also looks like an update. Steve Staios has dismissed the trade rumors involving Brady Tkachuk. But those are going to be flying out the point where he will probably end up being traded to Florida for Mackie Samoskevich, that top 10 pick they have, and God knows what else. Jack Devine, maybe Sandis Velmanis. I couldn't tell you. We definitely have the beef, my friends. Absolutely have that beef. Ruck Duck IPH third. I think I mispronounced that. I don't know if that's an I or an L. For 10 bones. The Canes dominated without production from Aho, Jarvis, and Svechnikov. If they can get them all going, have at least decent goaltending. Not sure if there's a team that they aren't favored against. Correct. Freddie Anderson finally came back to form. Which is shocking because he was shit all year. He was the best goaltender in terms of goal save against average. So if we look this up. Because I like Money Puck in terms of like GSAA, because it's a good organization in terms of that. But if we look at GSAA, the leader of this whole batch is Frederik Andersen. Yes, the same Frederik Andersen. Vladar's up here too. Shilov's had a 1.6. But the lowest one is Lucas Dostal, Stuart Skinner, Connor Ingram. Tristan Jarry had a negative 0.5. Carter Hart, Dolbash had a decent performance. It goes to show the elite of goaltending. Like, Wedgwood's been really good. Freddie Anderson's been phenomenal. Linus Ullmark was one of the best goalies in this first round, and they still didn't win a game. That should be all you need to know. I mean, Vladar's went down a little bit because of, everything that happened with, the derp that happened with Ricard Raquel. But otherwise, I think it's just one of those situations there. Rosha 1467 for 10 bones. How is this the first live game I've seen do? Really? I've been doing this for a couple years. I know for the for hockey, I do it every now and again. The Penguins haven't been in the playoffs, so I know I did the Pens Rangers series with 5 points vids on the dumpster fire, but because that was just a rivalry series. But considering that 5 isn't in the Rangers series and I'm just solo, let's do it. And how is this the first? And thanks. This is awesome. Thanks for these content. I appreciate you, Rosha. Thank you very much. But as I said, I think the problem is I jarble way too many words. So I wouldn't call it a professional play-by-play, but I enjoy doing it. And so that's why I do it. Urban Alvarado for 2. Chuck E. Trees. Not tree eat cheese, where a Yinzer can be a Yinzer kid. No. It's Urban Alvarado. It's Chuck E. Trees, where a kid can be a Yinzer. And that. Crazy Frankie for 20 bones. Thank you for support, my man. Crazy Frankie. You know what? Just for that, I'm feeling a good mood. Let's bring out the Jeebus. Jeebus, freshly donning the terrible towel, the Steelers black and gold. Jeebus did not go to the draft. Unfortunately, he would not fit in a plastic bag. So, no Jeebus there. Tree, which 3-0 choke job do you think was the worst in the NHL playoffs? The 42 Red Wings, the 75 Penguins, the 2010 Bruins, or the 2014 Sharks? My personal favorite was the 2014 Sharks because the LA Kings, my favorite team, beat them. I would say the 2010 Bruins are the most embarrassing. They had a 3-0 lead, and they had a 3-goal lead in Game 7 that they blew. The fans were so pissed that they blew it on the ice and threw stuff. The only reason why that isn't talked about more was because the Bruins won the Cup the next year. They Vancouver outchoked them. And then Game 7, they just laid an egg. So, if the Bruins do not win that Cup, we're talking about 10. We're memeing that to shit in hell. We still would have memed it to hell and back. The 75 Penguins, I was too young to remember, but... And then the 42 Red Wings was, I was way too young. If the Pens reverse sweep the Flyers, I'm just going to shit my pants. I won't even be excited. I'll be like, we won? What? I mean, it'll prove the bullshit's real. But as I said, I mean, it's a lot easier if you're tied at 2 instead of 3-1. So, Game 2, good job. Game 3, good job. Oh, Manuel, I don't blame him, dude. The Bruins are getting Belto ass. The Stars are in a dogfight, so I think he has 3 teams. Stars, Bruins, and Canucks. Canucks are his main team. And the Canucks are a fucking shithole. By the way, are you enjoying Ladder Stage JR without the cups yet? Have fun. Well, Pretzel Hunt, 1942, they did have some skilled players. Howie Morenz, phenomenal player. Very skilled. It was back in those days where you used to wear a nice suit and top hat to the game. Oh, Patrick Cheeseman, that was great too, but unfortunately the Lightning one made 3 straight cups. And it led to the greatest bullying of all time, where I completely shit on them and told them to blow it up, and then they make me eat shit by making 3 straight cups and winning 2 cups. Beautiful stuff. Definitely so. Oh, yeah. We all remember the 42 comeback. We're going to be there like, yeah, I was there in the 42 comeback, and the Red Wings, they choked. And I remember Miss Stacy, she had to blow me as a result. Nah, that's not that, but you know what I mean. Yeah, John the Wizard. Kopitar. You wish he would have gone out in a little better way than getting dominated by the Avalanche and swept, but at least he got to go out on home ice. Yes, sir. Kopitar is, his jersey's going up in the rafters. And I think he's got a shot in Toronto in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Ooh, Spartan 4196. So with Alvin out, what's the worst GM the Canucks can pick to do the rebuild? Oh, I know just the guy right here. He was a former GM of yours, Jim Benning. He would be the worst for your rebuild. Because it'd be the same shit. You could also do Chiarelli. Although, to be reality, I don't think any of them want to be an underling to Jim Rutherford. Until you get rid of Jim Rutherford, I don't think you're going to get a quality candidate. That's going to be the problem, because Rutherford is the one that's going to be, over the head. He says way too fucking much. Because he had mentioned, like Quinn Hughes was already gone before we said anything, and he was the one that confirmed the JT Miller and Elias Pettersson beef. And it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, Al Capone, no. Toronto wants Kyle Dubas again, but no such luck. Crazy Frankie, Bruce Cassidy, that wouldn't be a bad choice for the Kings. I think potentially him. I could see maybe Detroit if they choose to cut bait. But it depends. Does Edmonton fire Knobloch because they think they're going nowhere? I don't think so. I think they should go with Stan Bowman first, but what do I know? Hugo Cousteau, is Carey Price going to the Hall? Ooh, that's a tough one because he had a bunch of mid-years and then he really elevated in the latter stage of his career. So that's a tough call. I think there's an outside chance he does. He's not going to be first ballot, but maybe down the line I think he can. Oh, Chris X2X, I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with the fucking Coyotes and their bullshit every damn year. They at least have stable ownership and they're trying to build something there because... Once again, it was a Coyotes problem in Arizona. Like, Utah, they're hungry for a team. Ownership is plunking money down. They're willing to commit to the brand. And they've nailed the brand so far. The Mammoth is phenomenal. I mean, Yeti would have been good too, but as I said, they had an issue with the cooler. Hey, Tom, what's up? I will not obey. Fuck you. No. No, Tom, I will not obey. No. But what's up, Tom? Appreciate you being here, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I'll see you at 30 for 30 again. You land on a Tuesday, so I will absolutely be there. Shotguns and smoke for 5 bones. What's up? Good to see you again, man. I made Chicago deep dish pizza a few days ago. But when I looked at it, I didn't know whether to eat it or toss a coin in it and make a wish. I mean, the problem is with deep dish pizza, it's just like a lot of dough. And, I might try Chicago deep dish pizza, but there's like an art to it. And if I were to just bake it in an oven, it would suck. That's going to be the issue. Oh, Tom Grossi. Let's not mention Drew Aller. There are a lot of Steeler fans that think we're just bitter because we're Pitt fans, even though we saw him play at Penn State and he sucked. He kept crumbling in big moments, and a bunch of Penn State fans wanted him gone and were bitching at him left and right for blowing those games. And they say it's like, oh, it's 5%. No, it's more like 35 to 40, especially after Oregon, Notre Dame, UCLA, and Northwestern. Yeah, no. Tom Grossi, hey, New York pizza's pretty good. I'll give you that. As long as it's not St. Louis pizza or Altoona pizza. If you're familiar with Altoona pizza is the most disgusting thing you will ever experience. There is a, I do want to give you a trigger warning right now. And if you are uncomfortable with what you see, please leave the room and send your children away. This is Altoona style pizza. It is cheddar cheese on top of tomato, any sort of pepper, and also with bread. It looks fucking disgusting. Look at how disgusting this is. It looks terrible. It's not even good cheese. It's fucking American cheese. It looks awful. I feel like I'm going to puke. Give me 1 second here. I need to puke right now. Nope. Damn it. I just wanted to... Yep, there we go. Hold on. Give me... if I can get a vomit real quick. There we go. Vomiting. Hold on. Yeah, it's bad. It is very, very bad. And then it's just... Yeah, I'll save you. I will save you from the horrible Atlanta pizza. And then in Pittsburgh, we have what's called Beto's Pizza. Beto's Pizza has a weird flavor. It is pizza, but the cheese is cold. The bread is hot, but the cheese and the toppings are cold. I don't know how I feel about this. It looks horrible. It's not as bad as Altoona pizza, but it's down there. I'd rather have Sundströmming than this. Jeez, yeah. This is Beto Pizza. It's apparently it's popular, but as I said, it's the cheese is apparently supposed to melt, but they apparently have regular pizza. But I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about cold cheese and toppings on hot pizza. I don't know about that. That is a Pittsburgh staple. And I apologize to each and every one of you that you had to witness that. I'm so sorry. Second period about to get underway for our friends in Pittsburgh. It'll be Sidney Crosby again against the fourth line of the Philadelphia Flyers. Sean Couturier with the white shirt and black pants, with the Penguins in the all-yellow shirts, black pants. Flyers win the draw, they'll dump it in. It'll be picked up there. Deflects off the referee, picked up by the Flyers. It gets kicked off the pad of Shelov's. It was a shot there, I believe, by Garnet Hathaway. Picked off by Hathaway on the deflection. Couturier trying to grab for it. It's picked up by Shea. Shea moves it back over to Raquel. Raquel tries to deflect the pass. It'll be picked up by the Flyers in their own zone. Ristolainen moves it across to a fresh line change. Picked up there by the Flyers. They'll dump it in. Moved in towards the zone. Goal line changes for both. Drysdale will take it. He takes it over to Cates. Moves it over to Ristolainen. Ristolainen will dump it in toward the boards. Shea will grab it behind his own net. Skates behind to the far side. Given chase there by Alex Bump. Move it back over to the point. Tries to find Raquel. He'll dump it in. Vladar will bump the puck over towards Cam York. Picked up by the Flyers. Deflected onto the boards. Tries to find Forster. He misses the pass. It'll be picked up there by Carlson. Murphy dump out of there. Moves it towards center ice. Picked up by Drysdale. Tries to find Forster. He misses it again. When he picked up by Carlson. Tries to find the pass. It's deflected by Forster. Flyers will dump it in. It'll be picked up by Shelov's behind his own net. Moves it over towards Witherspoon. Witherspoon given pressure there by Forster. He's had a very busy shift. Tries to deflect it. Taken by Malkin. He'll reset over to Carlson. Moves it back into his own end. 18:40 left in the first period. Tries to find Malkin just out of his reach. He'll be picked up there by Konechny. He'll dump it into the zone. Moved it over towards Carlson. To the right-hand side. Goes out of Penguins territory, but picked up by Andre. Moves it across the ice over to Konechny. Now it's given pressure there by Novak. Picked up by the Flyers. But they goes out of pressure, but they keep it in the zone, but it's picked up by Chinakhov. Chinakhov will backhand it into the net. Full line change for both sides. Emil Andre will pick it up behind his own net. Long saucer pass for the Flyers. Moves over to Konechny. Dumps it in across the boards. Letang nearly put it on net, but it goes just wide. Penguins will take it. Moves over to Girard. Girard with speed down the far side boards. Picked up, dumped in. Taken there by Kindle. Moves it back over to Mantha. Can't control it, but it'll be picked up by Soderblom. Soderblom on the near end board. Tries to find his man. Over to Letang. Letang waits. Fires. Shot deflected high. Never got on net, but it's rebounded by Elmer Soderblom. Soderblom moves it over towards Mantha. Mantha near end boards. Picked up by Letang. Skating to the net. Waits. Backhand shot. Saved by Vladar. Kicked in front of the net. Tries the backhand scramble in front. But it'll be picked up behind the play by Anthony Mantha. Back at the point. Waits. Goes to the end boards. Tries to get past Martonen. Does. Back behind his own net. Tries to find his man. Over to Letang. Swings his good move. Shot wide. Moved over to the point. Picked up there by Girard, but he's out of play. He'll have to reset at center ice. And now moves back into his own zone. Line change partial for the Flyers. Soderblom with it now. Jukes. Waits. Tries to find his man. Picked off the puck, but recovers for it. Mantha will move it back into the net on the dump in. Taken by Lizotte in the fourth line. Carlson moves it in. Dumps it in. Tries to find Mantha. Mantha gets the puck first. Waits. Tries to find his man. Taken by Witherspoon. Tries to keep it in. Does. Picked up by Mantha. Mantha waits. Still waiting. Moves behind his net. Tries to find his man. Backhand saved by Vladar. Couldn't get it on net. Go over towards Dewar. Back behind the net. Goes over to Mantha on the near side boards. Picked up by Witherspoon at the point. Witherspoon waits. Shot saved by Vladar. Rebounds over towards the Flyers end on the far side. It'll be picked up by Tippett. Dumps in, but he can't keep it out. It'll be back by Dewar. Shot off the pipe. Are they going to call that a goal? I'm not sure. I thought it went off the pipe. The Pens are celebrating like they scored a goal. Hold on a second. We're going to review this one. I think the Pens are celebrating like they scored, but I thought it went off the pipe. That was a dangerous one. Let's see what the standing says. Call on the ice is a goal, my friends. Connor Dewar on the slap shot. It looked like it was off the pipe, but it looks like... Okay, it was off the back pipe. So that is a goal. I thought it went off the front pipe, but it went off the back pipe behind the net and went out. So it was beaten, and the Penguins have scored again, my friends. They have definitely scored. It looked like it was off the pipe to begin with, but guess what? The bullshit's real, my friends. 2-0. Bring out the goal horns again, my friends. Fuck you, we're not dead. The depths Scoring's coming back, baby. 16:40 left in the second period. Pittsburgh's up 2-0, which means there's another potential chance to blow another lead, and it might be back to bump shot. Save! Wait, it's a goal. And we gave up another goal immediately after Alex bump on the back. It's 2-1. Okay. So, good job, Penguins. Good job. Alex Bump scores. He already did more than Matvei Michkov did all series. And we flip it again. We scored once. We scored twice. I don't know what happened, but it's Witherspoon with a fuck up, and that's one Shilov's got to save. I told you we're good for blowing multi-goal leads. I didn't think it'd be this fast, but we're blowing it. Shit's going wild, my friends. Shit's going real. Shit's going real, my friends. I told you the Pens are bad on defense. That was atrocious. But Shilov should have saved that one. That is weak. Ristolainen takes the draw, dumps it into the wide boards, picked up by Letang. Tries to get it out of there, picked up by Ristolainen. Ristolainen dumps it into the near end boards, picked up there by Girard. Cates given pressure. Tries to find his man, moves it over to Chinikov, and now with speed comes Letang. Potential 2-on-2 incoming. Back over to Malkin. Malkin waits for his man, tries to find his man, picked up by the Flyers, but he blows a tire, moves it back to the point. Letang shot, never got on net. Back to the far end boards, pressure in front, tries to find it. Malkin and Novak gets it. Malkin moves it back to the far side. Back over to Girard to the far boards. Quick shot by Chinikov, never got on net, it's deflected, and here comes Bump. Bump tries to find his man, but it's deflected by Letang. Letang moves it across. A dangerous pass. Flyer couldn't get it there, and they'll try and reset it, calm it down. I've got Sonny super chats to go, but it's going to be Soderblom with it far side on the saucer pass. Soderblom holding pressure, trying to juke off Sanheim. Dancing with it, moves it back over to the point. Back to Shea. Deflected wide. It's not out of play. Goes off the glass. It'll be picked up by Talon Tippett. Tippett dumps it in, back over towards Shea. Shea with Zegras trailing him. Trying to shake him off. He'll move it back over to Carlson in the Penguin zone. Carlson near side. He skates with speed. Moving with fury. Trying to find his man. And they're going to call him offsides. So it is what it is. How about another bump? Little bump. Little bump, my friends. Everyone loves a little bump. But hey. You know what? Just for that, all the chaos.
We have got beef, motherfuckers!
You know what? Let's add another beef there. Fuck it. All the beef. The beef for days on days, my friend. Mike Mansfield, 34 for 20 bones. Thank you very much for the support, my man. Appreciate you. I'm falling a little behind, but I'll try to get to you guys as much as I can. Thank you for helping my hockey knowledge grow, as I never cared about puck until probably like 2021. As a Bees fan, I guarantee two things. No chance they lose Game 5 and no chance they win Game 6. They love home ice losses. 2013 haunts them. I mean, it's boys club supremacy, baby. But the Penguins will take it. Witherspoon tries to shoot a puck. It's deflected and goes into the netting out of play. 14:56 left the second period. Penguins had a 2-goal lead, but immediately give up one back. It's a trade-off. 2-1 Penguins. Fox 14-11 in favor of Pittsburgh. We will obey. Anakin Solo for 5 bones. Fire Aquilini, fire JR, and everyone except the Sedins. Rehire Trevor Linden, get a front office that'll let the hockey operations run the team. Well, remember, Trevor Linden lost because he lost a power struggle to Jim Benning. I don't know if he wants to come back. I don't know. I think he might be done with the executive branch here. But to the right of Vladar, Glendening goes against Crosby. Flyers win the draw, but it's in a little scrum towards the end boards. It'll be picked up by the Flyers. Glendening with it now. Tries to find his man, dumps it in. It'll be picked up by Couturier in the far end. Tries to juke it in front of the net, moves it back across the boards. It'll be picked up by Sanheim. Sanheim, quick wrist shot, deflected wide. It'll be taken back behind the net over to Sanheim. Tries to find Hathaway. He can't get it there. Picked up by the Penguins. It'll be moved up by Raquel. Raquel spinning with Ryan Rust. Rust on the near end boards, moves it back behind the net, tries to find his man, jukes behind 2 Flyers, jukes on his back, but he tries to trip, but he breaks his stick, and a potential 2-on-2 incoming. Hathaway will dump it in, Solovyov giving chase with Glendening. Solovyov wins the puck, tries to get it to a Penguin and does. It'll be picked up by Chari, 2600. Moved back by the 4th line. Well, they'll keep it in, Flyers will recover. It'll be picked up by Sealer, he'll dump it in. Taken there by Ryan Shea, keeps it out. Now taken by Achari. Achari gets it over towards Ricard Raquel, who dumps it in. Sealer takes it, moves it over to Andre. Andre with a big check by Blake Lizotte. Taken there by the Flyers. Christian Dvorak now gets a big hit by Achari. And it's intercepted by Ilya Solovyov, who was claimed off waivers by, traded for, back to Dewar. Shot! Deflected save by Tilovs. Dewar shot again. He shot it wide. He was on his net. He just couldn't get the backhand on target. And now we're on an out of play again. Are we going to get some more beef? Looks like there's a little bit there. And yes, it's a dead play because Vladar lost his helmet, but big save by Vladar. Dewar had a wide open maw. He just couldn't get the backhand on target. Vladar was down. He just missed it to the left. Damn. And Ashton Milky Way for 20 bones. Praise the Jeebus. Hallelujah. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, my man, for the support. Thank you guys all for watching, too. For 20 bones, remember when the Bruins blew a 3-0 series lead to the Flyers? Correct. We talked about it earlier. Blew a 3-0 series lead and a 3-0 lead in Game 7. It was beautiful stuff. And speaking of which, I know everyone wants the beef, so let's bring out the beef.
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
6 whole beefs. We're not near a half cattle. I think we're near about like a couple slices of filet, maybe some sirloin. Yeah, more sirloin. Filet's a little higher end, but definitely along the side. Let's keep on going here. PHL Mal, 2 for 2 bones. Lou Malnati's deep dishes. Oh, I had Lou Malnati's in Chicago. That is delicious stuff, man. Man, that was really good. I mean, I haven't had it since 19, but that is good. I haven't had Giordano's. I haven't had the other chain up there, but Lou Malnati's is really good. That was delicious. You can't have much of it. You can have like one piece and then like, oh my God, I'm so full. But that is good stuff, man. Alan Peel, 1981 for 5 bones. Being from KC, I wholeheartedly oppose all things St. Louis pizza included. Yeah, I don't blame you. St. Louis pizza is fucking terrible. It is absolute shit. Sliced bagel is even worse, but this is St. Louis style pizza. I know you talk about thin crust, but St. Louis pizza is super thin. It's like a cracker. It is like, how is that? It's like you bake it on a tortilla flatbread and just add cheese to it. Like, I could just do that and have the same thing with St. Louis style pizza. And, yeah, I will save you the horror of St. Louis style pizza from this point forward. I just wanted to emphasize the horror right there, man. Thank you, Alan Peel. Appreciate you, my man. Dan Everchart, 6318 for 5 bones. So for context, Tree, what happened with the Coyotes that turned into the Utah Mammoth? As a new guy paying attention to hockey for the first time. Well, what happened was decades of incompetent ownership. They went through like 7 or 8 owners, including the NHL. They went through bankruptcy, I believe, twice. And then Alex Meruello came in. It just turned into a head case. They lost their lease in Glendale, although moving to Glendale wasn't a mistake because nobody really went. And then they played in a college arena for Arizona State for a couple of years, and their banking goal was Tempe, Arizona. And what happened in Tempe was they completely misread the room. They spent so much less in money, and they lost the referendum to build that arena and get it past the initial funding. Tempe approved, but it had to go to the voters. The voters said no. And they lost to a toxic landfill that had to be cleaned up anyway, and Arizona was going to pay for it. The Coyotes were. But the problem is, like, they saw the Coyotes grift. They said no. So what happened was they tried to go for land in northern Arizona, but they kept dragging their feet. So Meruello, like under the arm twisting of the NHL, made him sell. So the Coyotes are their own franchise. They're just dormant right now. So the Coyotes can eventually come back. They're like the Cleveland Browns. They could eventually come back. And I am missing the game right now. Sam Girard with 12:55 left in the second period. They move back there, and it's going to be actually a 2-on-1. Bump with it now. Quick, deflected, shot on the wide. I'll talk hockey. I'll talk it later. Moves it back over to the point. It's picked up by the Flyers. Move back into their own end. And I wanted to mention as well, to be dumped in with Letang picking up. But what happened was the Coyotes are their own franchise, but the Utah Mammoth exists as an expansion franchise. But the Mammoth have the players and personnel of, and the player rights of the Coyotes. So it's like a Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens situation where the history stays in Arizona. Like the retired numbers, the legacy, the numbers, the history. But the players and personnel, like the Ravens, go to a different city. So that's what that is in Toronto. PHL Mall, what happened was Meruel actually rescinded that. So he gave that up after like a couple of months because they realized like they didn't file the paperwork correctly for the auction and they never actually like they pulled out. So Merriweather just said, fuck it, I'll rescind it. Although he made like $1.2 billion on it and he bought it for like $300 million. So he made a lot of money out of it. All Merriweather wanted was to build a casino in Arizona. Like that's all he wanted. He didn't actually care about the Coyotes. He just wanted it for the casinos because he has casinos in Las Vegas. Wembley, no. The Winnipeg Jets, they took the team name and the history. So the Winnipeg Jets as of now have the Atlanta Thrashers history from like the 90s to 2010s. The Arizona Coyotes have the old Winnipeg Jets history. So they have that back from 1979. Be 12-21, Penguins win the draw to the right of Shelovs. Letang gets it behind his own net, waits for a man. Saucer pass, it will be taken there by Rickard Rakell. Move back to the point. I apologize for those of you who wanted play-by-play. I just wanted to wax poetic about history. Flyers will take it out his own end. Will be picked up there by Sanheim. He'll dump it in. Barkey giving chase. Letang gets it. Zegras trying to fight for it now. Be picked up there by Ristolainen. Ristolainen with it now. He'll move it over to Drysdale. Drysdale on the slap shot near side boards. Goes around behind Shelovs. Be picked up on the play by Denning. Checks Letang, but picked up by the Penguins. Crosby moves it across ice. Can't find Rakell, but it's picked up for the icing call by Jamie Drysdale. And we do it again. So, Dan, that's how it goes. And Crazy Frankie for 5. Bones once again. Out of hockey here. I'm surprised Red Sox gave Cora the axe, and yet Mendoza is still managing the axe. Mets, I bet Mendoza getting axed first. Well, what happened with Alex Cora? That's Breslow trying to save his ass. That's the reality of it. If Breslow is like, he's the one who mangled the team. And that's why the Red Sox are shitting the bed. Cora won't be out of work for long. Like, he'll be with the Mets or Philadelphia soon enough. Probably Philadelphia because he knows Dave Dombrowski. And the Philadelphia Phillies are struggling immensely. They gave their powers to the Flyers. And it'll be with Ryan Shea behind his own net with 11:20 left in the second period. Shea holding on to the puck now. Long saucer pass. Tries to get it to a Penguin. Does not. But it's going to be picked up there by Kindle. Kindle tries to find his man. But it's intercepted on the play by Couturier. Couturier dumps it in. And will be taken by Shea at the Penguin zone. Still skates for it. Tries to find a man. Intercepted there on the play by Hathaway. Moves it to Andre. It'll be moved over towards Sealer. Sealer with it now. Move it back over towards Hathaway. Saved by Shelovs. On a relatively weaker wrister from space. He holds up to the rebound. Gobbles it up. 10:54 left in the second. We begin again. I'm surprised Mendoza's not gone. They've lost what? 16 of 18? Or like 15 of 18, I should say. 15 of 17. But yeah, that's atrocious. They nearly blew one of those wins too. They're playing Craig Kimbrell in 2026. Come on, man. And Chaos Grey Blood for 50 pesos. Thank you very much. With Jonathan Quick retiring, what are his chances for the Hockey Hall of Fame? The King should do a one-day contract and have him retire as a King. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he'll do a one-day contract, retire as a King. Even they might do what they did with Fleury with the Penguins. Whoa. Actually, sorry, that was dumped in, and that was pretty dangerous. I thought Vladar was going to let that sneak through his 5-hole, but he's able to hold on for the face-off with 10:46. Oh, dude, if Vladar gave up that puck, holy shit, that would have been hilarious. Lometz is eternal, but apparently Lometz is apparently stale. I don't know. But as I said, it's the Mets are the Mets. But Chaos Gray, I'm not sure about his Hall of Fame chances. He is one of the better goaltenders. I'm going to see it as like, say, with Carey Price. Same principle applies. I think he'll get in the Hall, but it won't be first ballot. I think it'll be years down the line. Ross moves it back. One-time point. It will be blocked off. Trying to find it. It's going to be a penalty on Erik Karlsson, who defended the breakaway. It'll be 2 minutes for interference on Konechny. The Flyers will be back on... the Wawa power play or the Payco power play? I don't know. It's some kind of power play. I don't know, but it's definitely that. The Mikado 16 for 5. Beddoes is so good. It's provolone cheese like a Lunchable. As I said, I don't know how I feel about that. Warm pizza with cold cheese. I said, I'm not really entirely sure about it being a Lunchable. Like, if I wanted Lunchables, I'd eat a shitty Lunchable. I mean, I'll probably have it someday, but I don't know. It's actually going to be a trip, but Carlson is actually a really good play there by Konechny. Blocked the puck, forces the penalty. Good stuff there. And Sports Talk Chud, if Flyers blow it, it's easily Local of the Year. Now, there's going to be a hard chance of beating Diana Rossini. Diana Rossini so far Local of the Year. Like, her career's gone. Oh, Payco power play. So this will be to the right of Shilovs. It'll be Abel Achari against Noah Cates. Cates will win the draw. It'll be swooped up by Drysdale at the point. Drysdale moves back to the point. Flips it over to Zegras on the near side boards. Zegras waits. Backhands it to the point. It'll be taken by Shea. He'll dump it in. Tried to find, I believe that was, not sure who that was, but swooping in there was Ryan Shea. And they're going to have to reset. Zegras with it now with speed down the center ice. He'll dump it in on the near side boards. Picked up on the play there by the Flyers. They try to keep it in, guys. Forster, but he can't keep it in. Shea giving chase. Martone trying to pressure him. Same as well as I believe that's going to be Cates. Zegras is in there. I believe that's Forster trying to find in the perimeter. Shea trying to fight for it. Letang gets it. Moves it over towards Forster. Shot wide! Forster had a near maw. He couldn't get it on net either. Penguins recover and they'll dump it with 1:10 left in the second period. Drysdale will recover on the far side in his own zone. Skating up into the Penguin zone. He'll dump it in. He actually throws it here into the Flyers locker room. So I don't know if that was a deflection on the Penguins, but that was actually kind of funny. And Dave Everett, 4689 for 279. F the Liars. Oh, don't worry. It's puck everyone. That's their thing. Yeah, Forster had a wide open cage too. He just couldn't get it on net. He just couldn't get all of it. I mean, Dewar might have blocked it either way, but that's just how that goes. Chris Guastafaro for 5. Skinner and Jari better start learning Russian very soon. Well, Jari's got to get bought out. Penguins will clear as they win the face-off with 50 seconds left in the penalty, 9:27 left in the second period. Ristolainen moves it back in. Skinner, he'll get another contract. Probably a multi-year one because goaltending's just so dire right now. And it's actually going to be dumped in off the redirect by the Penguins. 35 seconds left. Be taken by the Flyers over towards Tippett. Tippett tries to find his man, can't get it. Goes off the end boards, picked up by Barkey. Barkey waits, moves over to the sideboards. He'll be picked up by the Flyers. Ristolainen, quick wrist shot blocked off by the Penguins. Recovered by the Flyers and Konechny. Back to Ristolainen, over to Barkey. Barkey back to Ristolainen at the point. Loses it in his sticks. Won't recover it though. Waits, tries to find his man. 15 seconds, deflected wide off the redirect. It'll be taken there by Konechny. Move it over the boards towards Barkey. Barkey, 5 bends over towards Ristolainen. 5 seconds left of the penalty. Back over to Barkey. Move over to Ristolainen. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Back to Barkey. Misses the pass. He flubs it. Penalty is expired. Ristolainen waits. Moves it back over towards Konechny. Konechny, wrist shot. Blocked off high. And it kept in the zone. Carlson tries to chip out. He won't keep it out, though. It'll be picked up by the Penguins. Gerard moves it back over towards Witherspoon. And they weather the storm. 5-on-5 is returned. 8:20 left in the second period. Carlson still in his zone. Moves it over towards Gerard. Gerard, long saucer pass. It'll be taken there by Tommy Novak. Novak with speed. Tries to juke several Flyers. He loses the puck and poked off. It'll be dumped into the zone. And icing for the Philadelphia Flyers as Ryan Shea picks it up first. 8:05 left in the second period. That 6th guy for 5 bones. With the way the series is currently going is congrats Pistons on the table. Maybe. I think they still win the series, though. Honestly, I'm just excited. I'm just laughing because there are Celtics fans chanting, "We want Boston," as a massive troll because Philadelphia did it when they beat the Magic in the play-in game, and they're down 3-1. And Boston just owns Philly in basketball. It is the strangest shit. So that's how that is. I did not say raw. Nick, why are you using my account, sir? Be taken with 7:55 left in the second period. Letang takes it now. Back over to Chinikov. Chinikov with it now. Off speed. Quick wrist shot. Deflected wide. He just missed the net. Moves it back over. One-timer shot. Saved by Vladar. It might have hit somebody in front, but Vladar is able to grab it on the rebound. And we stop again. Are we getting more beef or are we going to commercial break? I believe it's 7:44 left in that sort of thing there. Indeed, we are going to commercial break. No beef here. No beef. No beef indeed. Rookme Amadeus for 5 bones. Good to see you again, man. Thank you for the support. Since you've given your blessing to Chicago-style deep dish, I give my blessing to your teams. Stellars got playoff bull. Yes, sir. And apparently there's a severe thunderstorm warning issued for Dallas-Fort Worth. I don't know why I'm getting that headline, but apparently that is a thing. And if you are in Dallas-Fort Worth, take cover. There is a severe thunderstorm warning coming your way, which is why the Windows notification came up in the scene. Q is rah, as part of T's vocabulary. I don't know. Rah! Corrected account. See, Nick was the one that said that, not me. Oh, baby. Brady Chambers, 4035 for 5 bones. Treat, as a fellow Pennsylvanian, which is worse, St. Louis pizza or Altoona? I'd say Altoona. American cheese with pepper, pizza, cold sauce, and, like, bread? No. At least St. Louis you can excuse as, like, a cracker with cheese. But neither of those are pizza. They should rather die. Beast, the Metal 1989 for 20 bones. Thank you for the support, my man. Appreciate you and praise the Jeeps. Hallelujah, my friend. One key factor in the spending gap during the referendum is Marijuela was planning to use scabs to build the TED. Correct. Which enraged the local construction unions. Yeah, he was going to go out of state to those labor costs, and then the construction unions were the ones that put in all the money for the anti-ads. They funneled $2.5 million into Tempe first, no, versus $250K into Tempe wins. Yes, which is why, like, they misread the room. Like, if they used Arizona construction, they might have gotten it a little better, but it was resoundingly rejected on all 3 counts, which means that Tempe died. So I forgot about that clarification. Thank you, Beastie. And Kenneth Larson for 2 bones. Fake goal power play, which failed, but it would look pretty good. Connor Aker, 668 for 5. Could there be a way for the Winnipeg Jets to get their original history back and to have the Thrashers retroactively be a defunct franchise? I don't believe so. It would be too much complication because what happens with Shane Doan? Shane Doan started out as a Winnipeg Jet, and their number is retired. So it's just too much. It's too complicated. So, like, they unofficially celebrate that Jets history, but it's just how that is. I think, like, if the Thrashers come back, I think they may retroactively give them that. Penguins will take it in their own zone with 7:22 left in the first period. They'll move it over to Solovyov. Solovyov will dump it in. And take it in the boards. Intercepted by the Penguins. Novak tries to get the puck. Holds on to it. Moves it back to the point. One-timer by Shea. Never got on net. Tries to get Rust. Can't get it there. Scramble in front. Picked up by the Flyers. Sanheim will dump it in. He'll move it into Solovyov at center ice. Picks it off over to Shea. Shea moves it over towards Mantha. Mantha on the near side boards will dump it in across the boards. Soderblom can't keep it in. It'll be taken by Mantha. Letang loses his stick. Tippett was swarming in front. But no harm, no foul as Soderblom swoops in and saves the day. Soderblom still skating with it near side. It'll be taken by Andre off the poke check. Moves it over towards Sanheim. Sanheim in his own zone moves it to Tippett. Tippett over towards Zegras. Zegras in the Penguin zone. Tries to get it poke checked off the puck there by Soderblom. Back over towards Mantha. Mantha tries to find his man. It's going to be Sam Girard. Barely on sides. Girard tries to find Mantha. He can't get the pass off. It's picked off. Moved over towards Zegras. Zegras tries to get the puck. It's dumped in. Taken by Letang. Letang bounces it off the boards. It's not going to be icing. Nearly a breakaway by Mantha, but taken there by Sealer at the last moment. Andre swoops in and helps him out. Taken there by the Flyers. It's going to be over towards, that's Cates. And he'll dump it in. And it deflects out of play. And weak play is currently stopped. Crosby is off the ice. Shit. Okay. Here's what happened. It hit the inside of Crosby's knee. Oh. Let's just hope that's a welt. Because that is a really shitty spot to hit that. He hit it on the inside of the knee where there's no protection. That fucking sucks. Shit. So Crosby is currently out of commission. He might come back. Who knows? Achari loses to the faceoff draw against Cates. Drysdale moves it back into his own zone. 6 minutes left in the second period. A very wild-paced second period. Carlson dumps it into the boards. Tries to find his man. Misses the pass, but it's picked up by Achari. Achari swarmed by 2 Flyers. Forster tries to get it. It looks like Bump's getting in there as well. Still fighting for it. Cates waiting behind them. 3 Flyers try to move. Gets it back to the point. It's over to York. York finds his man. Back to Drysdale. One-timer. Deflects off the net. Back over the net is Forster. Forster tries to get it. Swarmed by Penguins now. Carlson and Dewar trying to fight for it now. Forster's behind with him to help. Carlson tries to get it. Does, but he can't control the puck. And now it's moved behind the net, where Witherspoon will pick it up. York keeps it in and tries to keep it in, but unfortunately the Penguins are going to keep it out. Forster regains control, though, dumps it in. Achari tries to grab it. He'll move it over to the point. Tries to keep it in, but it's moved in by the Penguins. It can't keep it in, though. Dvorak can't control it. Now moved in towards Konechny. Kept in. Now Flyers maintain possession. Ristolainen moves it over towards Sanheim. Sanheim, quick wrist shot, scores. Travis Sanheim, the Penguins couldn't get it out. And unfortunately, what that means is the Flyers have tied the game. Another multi-goal lead blown by the Penguins in a very, very fitting fashion. Gotta get the puck out, boys. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. The Penguins have been blowing multi-goal leads all year, so I'm not shocked. I think it went off Carlson, but as I said, you got to get the fucking puck out. There's no choice. Crosby's back on the bench. Disembodied soul, I'll get to you after this break. Flyers maintain possession in their zone on the face-off. It's taken there by Girard. Fourth line for the Flyers doing work. Konechny tries to, Couturier trying to get pressure. Tries to keep it out. Let's get it the fuck out of the zone! Ristolainen holds it now. Back over towards Hathaway. Wrist shot saved by Shield. Get it the fuck out! Jesus Christ. Chinakhov gets it out and they finally get it out. Chinakhov with speed moves it over to Malkin on the wing. Tries to get it over to Chinakhov. Chinakhov does. Tries to find his man. Moving past several Flyers. Gets back behind his own net. Retreats. Moves it to Letang on the near side boards. Moves it back over towards the boards, over to Malkin. Tries to get to Letang. Can't get it to over there. And the Flyers will take it and convert. And they'll clear the zone with 4 minutes left. Team is tied at 2. Penguins take it. Back over towards Raquel. Raquel with it now. Back over to the point. Take over to Rust. Rust tries one-timer. Gronkowski can't get it on net. And the Flyers will take it back over towards Tippett. Tippett back to Zegras. Back to Tippett. Tippett tries for the backhand. He can't get to Zegras. He controls it behind the net, though. Zegras tries to get it back. Moves it over towards Tippett. Back to Zegras. Quick one-timer. He couldn't get it on net. Deflected wide. Flyers keep it in, though, but it's poke-checked out. And it's forcefully offsides. And the Flyers will make a line change. Penguins will regroup. Long saucer pass to Crosby, who's back on the ice. Dumps it in. 3:20 left in the second period. Taken back at the point. Russ tries to hold on. You can't find Crosby. Raquel gets the rebound on the carom. Letang with it now. Tries to find Crosby. Deflected behind the net by Sanheim. Crosby gets it. Moves it back to the far side point. Back to Letang. Back over towards Raquel. Back to Crosby. Can't control it. That's to Shea in the near side boards. Shea moves it back behind the net to Crosby. Crosby trying to find a man. Skating. Dancing. Moves it back to the point to Letang. Letang. Quick wrist shot. Blocked off. I don't think it got on net. They're trying to retrieve it. Are they calling it a goal? Yes! They're calling it a goal! They're calling it a goal! The Penguins have scored! I think Vladar couldn't handle it. I think it fully crossed the net. I'm not sure if this one's going to be counted again, but right now, the Penguins have the lead. Letang's going to get the count for the goal. What the fuck is happening? What is happening? I don't know. It's sheer chaos. The Penguins blow a multi-goal lead. It went off Vladar's skate and Vladar happened again. It caromed off the boards, went off Vladar's skate, and when he glided back into the net, it went off and in. So Letang's gonna count the goal. It's another issue for a certain man named Dan Vladar. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Let me see if I can find some Steve Dangle here, because that perfectly emphasizes what's happening. And now there's back. We've got beef. Mantha and Konechny are going at it. Ristolainen is face washing Elmer Soderblom to Dvorak's going in. Hold on, we are not tending the goal. We're not tending the goal at all, but we've got goddamn beef. We've got beef for ages.
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
Where is that pick? Oh, lordy, lordy, as I said, it's in the goal. As I said, if a certain Steve Dangle says, if you're a goalie, tend the goal. He did not tend the goal. And we've got beef. We got more beef. More beef.
Beef, motherfuckers!
What is happening? What is happening? I need to find this Vladar hit, because for whatever reason, it's something. So we have 8 whole beefs. 8 beefs. I'd say that's about a packet of strips that you get at the supermarket. I want to see if I can find this Vladar goal. Letang is going to count for the goal, but it is such. I need to find this again if it's available. Hold on here. So Vladar, this is the second time in 2 games where Vladar has fucked the puck. Hold on, I'm trying to get chat back. But for the time being, Vladar has Vladar'd. Darth Vladar has gone to the dark side, and unfortunately, its name is fucking the puck. You fucked the ball! You fucked the ball, Vladar!
This guy stinks!
That might cost them the game again. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, sir. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the support, my man. But yeah, it's trying to find this goal so y'all can see it. Here it is. Okay. So, here is the goal. And I'm going to show it right now.
Crosby back to the line for Letang. And another strange carry.
Okay. Hold on, that one's a bad thing. Oh, we got to do this again.
For Letang. And another strange carry. It's crazy. It is. A strange bounce.
Why do we have Sean McDonough on the call? He's just so good.
Goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hold on. I have to, give me 1 second here. I have to shitpost for the sake of the bounty. Video 1. 2:20 left the second period. The Penguins somehow still have the lead. And we have beef for days. I don't know what's going on. Darth Vladar, no. Vladar, why? Why do you do this to us, Vladar? It'll be taken by Chinikov. Chinikov moves over to the point to Malkin on sides. It'll be offsides. 1:57 left the second period. I'm getting distracted. I'm on the bump. Philly's on the Alex bump. I don't know what's happening right now. Chaos and pandemonium for days on end. And the Penguins have the lead. I don't know how, but they have the lead. And they blew a multi-goal lead. So that's off the table. Oh, baby. Yeah. Fun times. Flyers will win the draw. 1:52 left. It will be taken by Ristolainen. Far side boards. Ristolainen tries to dump it in. Holds on. Gets behind the net. Flips it over behind the net. It will be taken by Alex Bump. Bump with the goal earlier. Deflected on. Never got on net. Taken by Ristolainen again. Moves it back behind the net. It will be taken by Cates. Cates waits. Tries to find men. Flanked by 2 Penguins behind its own net. Moves it back. Taken back over to the point. It's Forster. Forster moves it back over towards Cates, but he can't get it. It'll be taken by Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to get it out of danger, but he's swarmed by 2 Flyers and does. Raquel will back it out of danger. I think it's actually not going to be icing. It's not going to be enough Cates. 1:15 left in the second period. Line chases for both sides. Risks the line and will take it behind his own net. Moves it back over towards Sanheim. Sanheim given forechecking pressure by the fourth line of the Penguins. Penguins trying to get a penalty. There will be no penalty. I mean, that was clean. That was clean by Sanheim. You're good. It's just Sanheim. It's the Philly tax. Sanheim will take it again. He'll dump it in across the boards. Letang will grab it. Forechecking pressure with the Flyers. Gerard can't get enough of it, but they get it out of the zone. It'll be picked up by Dewar, but it's out of play. 46 seconds left in the period. And Disembodied Soul for 5 bones. I'll finally get to you. You seen that stuff about Adam Gase from Le'Veon Bell? Allegedly, he was doing coke and didn't care about coaching. Manning Merchant in the highest order. Dude, anyone with a brain could have realized Adam Gase was a terrible hire. Adam Gase is an incompetent tool. There's a reason why he wasn't a coach in the NFL until, like, this past year. He's an advisor now. He was out of the league when the Jets fired him. Like, he is a hack. Like, as I said repeatedly, like, if I'm sitting at a bar, like on a Friday night, watching football, Adam Gase should be sitting a few seats away from me. That's how little I respect him. 32 seconds left, though. The Penguins will keep it in the inside corner of the Flyers zone. To the left of Vladar. Tries to find it. Lazat can't control it, though. To be taken by the Flyers. Potential 3-on-2 incoming. Tip it. He'll dump it across the boards, but he can't get there. Letang will grab it. 17 seconds left. Zegras trying to get pressure. And now Letang with speed down center ice. He'll be taken by Girard. Girard down the front wing. Tries to move it over. Deflected on the boards. He'll be picked up by Mantha. Mantha at the point to Letang. Slap pass all across the boards. Tries to get Ben Kindle. 2 seconds. 1. And that will end the second period. The Penguins lead 3-2. I need a fucking cigarette or 6. Yeah, this is absolute fucking pandemonium, my friends. Pandemonium! Pandemonium of the highest order. The highest order. Connor Akers 668 for 5 bones. Do you have any memory of watching Eureka's Castle on Nickelodeon as a kid? A little bit, not much. Not much at all. That is definitely a period. Adam Gase will be the Browns head coach in 3 years. It's the Elnets puck. Lucky Duck for 2. Tree. Want to hear a joke? Michael Bidwell. Funniest joke in football right now, baby. No defense until day 3, and your defense was atrocious. Mo Guy 178 for 5 bones. Your Bucks almost no-hit my Birds. Also, the fucking Penguins. And as a St. Louis resident, St. Louis pizza is very mid. Correct. That's why you go to Chicago. And I know you have a rivalry with the Cubbies, but I'm just saying. I'm trying to think. Did the Pirates complete the no-hitter? I think it's still over, so... Let's think about this. I'm trying to find the scores real quick here. But so far, the Cardinals are up.
Is the road to the NBA
or they're actually down 2-0. It's 2 outs. Or 1 out, I should say. Top of the 9th. But the Penguins will potentially hoist the cone if all goes according to plan. But... you need to get all 3 outs. Ruck, Duck LPH 3rd for 5 bones. As a Braves fan, I refuse to believe our success lasts beyond May. The offense is too dependent on hot hitters, and pitching is unreliable. Well, most of the pitching's healthy, at least. But at the same time, as I said, you're in a better spot than the Mets and the Phillies right now. At least there's that. Definitely that. Flyers do not need Miracle on Ice. They're up 3-1. And Hamar 47, buy 8, get 1, be free. You know what? For that... we'll do the 8 buy 1 beef free. It's a bonus.
Beef, motherfuckers!
Bonuses for days, and now we're at the lucky number 9 beefs. So much beef. We're giving out bonus beefs. Yes, sir. Dave Valensky 6327 for 5 bones. Are you the biggest hockey fan out of your group of friends? Just 5 points, Tom, and that Denver guy not really getting to hockey. How dare you call him the Denver guy? That's Brendan Perna. The boss of the chaos wheel, my friends. But I would say probably 5 points is a big hockey fan, too. He loves the Rangers, but Rangers kind of suck. So I'd say me and him are probably the biggest ones. 5 will follow, or Tom will follow on occasion. Scooter, he follows the Lightning when they're good. So when the cup runs there, he's a Lightning fan. So it is that. And that pig ate 3 missed calls in a minute's time is awful. Is this for the Penguins, the Flyers, or both? Because I could see it being any of the 3. And Sean Shanley and UW will appear for 5 bones. There goes the no-hitter. The Pirates gave up a homer. Of course. Well, Dennis Santana, there goes the no-hitter. And now it is a 1-run game, and the home run can bring them back, which is great. And I just missed one from Marco4103. Just like the Ducks winning an OT last night, the bullshit is real in Yinderland. Sean Shanley and MW will appear for 2 bones. 8 pounds of beef, Huntrey. No, 9 pounds of beef, Sean. Michael Hessian, 2105 for 5 bones. Why do my teams keep beating themselves against Pittsburgh? I really do not want to relive the 2010 AFC divisional game over the rest of the series. I mean, I agree. I truly agree, but it's just how that truly is. And, $1.20 chicken tendies. Who the fuck is Perna? Okay, Cam Newton. Truly Cam Newton, I agree. But otherwise, guys, I think we need some more luck. We need more chaos to go with chaos. I'll be right back.
Pizza time.
Cardinals tied it. Oh, Pirates. It's what we do. Pirates are definitely going to pirate. Jesus, you gave up 2 home runs and you had a no-hitter going. Fuck you. Fuck you, Pirates. You suck. Oh, God. You had the opener, too. You had everything there, and Dennis Santana shit the bed, and he usually doesn't do that. Goddamn J.J. Weatherholt. How do you give up a home run to Pedro Pajes? Come on. Come on. Damn it, Jared Froman. Why'd you have to say the Cards tie it? And Sean Shanley, animated W up here. There goes the no-hitter. Jared Froman, Cards tie it. And that pig ate for 5 both. The whole series has been terrible. They're just letting them fight. That's pretty much how it is. It's been bad, that pick. I cannot deny that. But I think it's time for me to botch another glorious segment of Puck Doku. Good old Puck Doku, my friend. It's yes, sir. Let's try and blitz this one, shall we? Make it quick. And we have flyers. Of course we have flyers, because why wouldn't we have some good old-fashioned flyers? Yeah, let's see. All the flyers. So many flyers. And Anatoly Semyonov. We'll roll with a flyer and a Ranger, Tim Kerr. Did Norman Rochefort play for the Flyers? I don't think so. Brent Fiddick. And 30-plus points in the season. Oh. Dude, there's so many. Did Len Hatch play? I don't think so. Chris Valentine eventually did. Like I said, there's just so many. We'll do Ross Lonsberry. Someone's really gonna guess. Canadiens, 30 points in the season. We'll go with Joe Dalton. And Buffalo, 30 points in the season. We'll go with Real Cluche. New York Rangers, Buffalo. We'll go with that's a tough one because there are a bunch of ones you can use here. James Patrick. I'll come back to that one. Rangers, Canadiens. So I'm trying to find someone more obscure. I don't know if Fedor Tutin played for. Oh. Wait, did Belzile play for... No, Belzile never played for the Rangers. So that wouldn't count. But I do know Baraboulet did play for Montreal. Tampa Bay, Buffalo. Gergensons, that's a pretty easy one. I'm trying to, think these are... Oh, Brian Holzinger. Rangers, Buffalo. I want to say Paymal, but I don't think he ever played for the Rangers. So let's stop that one. Lucien Desblois? No, I don't think he ever played for the Sabres. Ooh, as I said, this is James Patrick's the really easy one. I just want to go with someone a little more obscure. LaFontaine, that's another easy one. Did Benoit Hogue ever play for the Rangers? Bob Sweeney. I said, there are a bunch of trying to sift through, but nobody's really jumping it. Kovalev's a really easy one. Did Malakoff? No, I don't think Malakoff. Do Matthew Schneider. And then for New York, Buffalo. Oh, let's do James Patrick. Make it easy. Uniqueness of 4. I failed. Guy Lafleur actually would be a good one for Canadiens Rangers. Also, Rangers Avalanche. But we will obey as the Penguins continue to hold a lead, but barely hold it. All right, and that'll end it. And Connie Paw for $1. There's a poop emoji. I am currently drinking my tears, as I have been doing all series. Cards have the bases loaded, of course. Of fucking course. And Dallas Goodman, 1995 for 2. Hagel for Tampa Buffalo. That's not going to work. Hagel was drafted by Buffalo, but has never played for them. So Hagel would be Chicago Tampa, not Buffalo Tampa. But you have the right idea. Killer Camo 714. You're doing it, Flyers. Don't go full Sharks on us. Not yet. Not yet. Still plenty of time, my friends. Relax. Relax. You're all good. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anyone who's texted me. Not just there. It's just a lot of stuff happening. I'm just way behind. Dave Valensky, 6327 for 10 bones. Appreciate you, my man. Hot take. Detroit-style pizza is better than Chicago. Little Caesars is the worst pizza chain. You're either poor or you like the taste of cardboard if you like Little Caesars. Well, I've never actually had Little Caesars. There wasn't really one around me. There's one near me now, but I prefer local chains. Local chain. And the Pirates lost the game. So they go from a no-hitter to a walk-off grand slam. Fuck off. And here I had the cone, and I was going to hoist it, but now the Pirates will hoist the cone in shame because we lost on a grand slam. Christ. Oh, Pirates, why are you so shit? Oh, boy. Sean Shanley, MWOP here for 5 Canadian. The Pirates sacrificing themselves so the Penguins can win. Well, I mean, I don't know if it works like that, but we'll see. I mean, it's just how it goes. And the, yeah. I mean, Detroit-style pizza is like a Sicilian, right? Yeah. This is Detroit-style pizza. You look right here. That's pretty good-looking pie. I'm not going to lie. It's like one big, like, cookie sheet pie. I think they serve those in most Pizza Huts. They're kind of like a Sicilian-style pizza or just a, like a Bigfoot pizza. But, I mean, that's not bad. You know, the Pirates, you know what? Yeah, you did. You fucked the ball, Pirates. You fucked the ball. You fucked that ball hard, baby. Oh, you fucked it. Oh, Pirates. That's why you don't trust them. That's why you don't trust them, and you lose to the fucking Cardinals. So here's a story about Younghoe Koo. I know somebody was mentioning this in the chat. A man in Kentucky laughed so hard at a botched Younghoe Koo field goal that it triggered a seizure, sending him to the hospital where doctors discovered a benign tennis ball-sized brain tumor. So if you're not familiar, the Younghoe Koo miss was fucking hilarious. Young-Ho. That is the kick. So this was the kick that happened. Like, he just straight up whiffed and just boing. Like, he kind of stopped, and it was fucking hilarious and signified the Giants' season. That man caused a brain tumor. And apparently he's saying he saved the man's life. Even Jackson Dart is stunned that, wow, I can't believe it. Younghoe Koo saved that man's life. Definitely so, man, but it is definitely one of those things. And yes, sir, Poke Brawler. Appreciate you, my man. Jared Froman, 705. The game's still ongoing. Oh, it's in Pittsburgh? Fucking Christ. Okay. Dallas Goodman, 1995. The fact that Buffalo didn't even offer Sheet Hagel. Lol. Yeah. It's one of those moments. Yeah, that's why it didn't count. He Charlie Browned it. It was fucking hilarious. It's still fucking hilarious. Truly hilarious while I drink the tears of me and every Giants fan out there. Ronan Dahlman, that's not a hot take. The hot take is the L jerseys suck. They suck. I remember Younghoe Koo. Younghoe Koo Koo Kachoo. It was something. Jets Pizza and Hungry Howie's are the real Detroit national pizza chains. Well, the problem is, like, we don't have those around in Pittsburgh, so I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, Crosby, he probably got a little Toradol, but as I said, it's just it's definitely something. So as I said, they're showing the Letang dump in. It kind of missed, but Vladar pulled the Vladar, and it's like one of those things you do in like NHL, like EASHL, where the goalie inadvertently gets in his legs and he moves it in. That's what happened to Vladar. But the third period is about to get underway. Will the Penguins hang on, or will the Flyers end their misery once and for all? That's the mystery of the dance, my friends. So, if this game, the Penguins win, we come back on Wednesday, April 29th, and we play in Philadelphia. And if the Penguins somehow win that, we come back to Pittsburgh Saturday night, and we play Game 7. But we have to play everything ahead of us right now. So I just wanted to get that planned. I'm going to be a busy boy. Well, K1Z, I mean, the problem is with the Lemon trade, it's with the Steelers, they wanted him, but the Eagles swooped in and cucked him, and now they're pissed at the Cowboys, apparently. But we don't have a Zaxby's up here either. We have Popeyes. Like, we have a couple of those, but they're always dead. And then we have KFC. But KFC is just, yeah. It's great when you're a kid, but when you're older, it tastes like shit. You feel terrible after. But we begin again. Philadelphia's fourth line against the Penguins' first line. Flyers win the faceoff, but the Flyers take it in. Rust moves it back over to the point, far side, over to Raquel. Raquel tries to flip it in, gloved by Vladar. And he'll hold on with 19:48 left in the third period. Are we getting some beef, or are the refs going to hold it off? I think the refs are going to hold them off. That's the key. It's if. One game at a time, kids. Penguins have to hold them off for these next 19 minutes, 47 seconds, or around 20 minutes. Crosby against Glendening in the face-off circle. Penguins try to win, but it'll be held off by the Flyers. It'll be picked up by Ristolainen. He'll dump it in, but he's gloved up by the Penguins. Quick wrist shot. Try to back over towards Rust. Rust was in. Saved by Vladar. Backed over towards Rust. To Raquel. And Vladar holds on to it. Rust could not elevate on the backhand. And we've got more beef. Hathaway and Crosby are now fighting each other. Oh, baby, my friends. The beef is once again coming. We're in double-digit beef.
Motherfuckers!
Double-digit beef, my friends.
We've got beef, motherfuckers!
Arby's.
I didn't mean to do that 3 times. It just counts as 1. It's like Gimli. It still only counts as 1. Rust couldn't elevate, and that's just how that goes. Let me just space that out for feng shui purposes. Flyers win the draw to the right of Vladar. It'll be moved up to the side. They're trying to get it out. Shea trying to fight for it. Forster fighting for it. Rust trying to get it as well. Scrum on the front end boards. 19:24 left in the third period. All the tension in the world. I do not want to wear a fucking gritty costume. Crosby gains control of the puck. He'll move it back to the point over towards Shea. Shea tries to get it back. He can't control the pass. It's picked up by Bump. Bump on the far end of the boards, trying to skate past Carlson. Does not, but moved up by Forster. Forster tries to get the puck on net center. Moves it back behind the net. No penalty called. Flyers fans are probably screaming in fury. Penguins will recover in their own zone, though. Carlson will recover. Full line changes for both sides. Carlson waits. Finds his man. It's going to be Sam Girard. He'll dump it in, slap it across the boards. Martone given pressure by Tommy Novak. Picked up there by Chinikov. Chinikov back to Malkin, far side. Dumps it in. Tries to find Novak. Can't get there. Picked up there by Andre. Andre moves it up towards the boards. Malkin keeps it in, though. It'll be kept in, but picked up by the Flyers. Poke checked off the puck there by Novak. Still fighting for it on the far side boards. Chinikov comes up with it. Dumps it across the boards. No, actually, wait. It's blocked. It's going to be picked up by Malkin, but he's tripped up. He'll be tripped up, and Emil Andre will be going to the box for some unintentional sticking. And the towels are coming out, and the Penguins will be on the power play. Yes, sir. Slim's Chicken. I've never had Slim's Chicken. As I said, it's not a chain we have around here. Well, Arby's potato pancakes are special, but as long as they have the curly fries, they're good. I mean, people love those roast beef sandwiches, but the curly fries, that's the way to go. I remember having Roy Rogers when I was a kid. I had it with New York for the first time again in 2010. Roast beef sandwiches, baby. Can't go wrong. Power play incoming for the Penguins, but Flyers will clear to begin it. 18:15 left in the third period. Carlson grabs the puck, waits behind his own net, begins to set. Now moves far side, skates into the circle. He'll flip it back over towards Raquel. Raquel moves it far side. He'll get to Crosby, deflected on the net. Tries to get over to Sanheim, blocked off. And the Penguins will have to recover again. New stick for the Penguins. Carlson tries to get his man. He moves it over to Malkin. Malkin trying to find space, does. Moves it near side over to Rust. Rust waits, backhands it over towards Malkin. Malkin waits for a man. Moves it back over to Crosby, back to Malkin. Malkin at the point over to Carlson. Carlson waits over to Malkin. Still waiting. Tries to find his spot. Back over to Carlson at the far point. Back rear over towards Malkin. Malkin waiting in the side. Tries to find Crosby in front of the net. Gets it over back to Malkin. Back over to Carlson on the soft saucer pass. Back over towards front over to Raquel. Back over to Carlson at the point. 55 seconds left in the power play. Rolls it over toward Raquel. Raquel waits. Fakes the pass. Moves it over to Carlson at the point. Fake slap shot by Carlson. Moves it back over towards Crosby. Crosby back to Malkin behind the net. Back over to the front wing over to Crosby. Back at the point to Carlson. Carlson back to Crosby. Crosby waits. Back in the net to Malkin. Back to Crosby. Back over towards Carlson. They're just playing pitch and catch. Slap shot by Raquel. Saved by Vladar. So they're waiting for that one. 1,000 people watching this madness right now, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank the Lord for that. Just playing a little pitch and catch. That's just how that goes. Vladar could see it the whole way. That's all there is to it. 16:57 left in the third period. 34 seconds left in the power play. Second unit coming out for the Penguins. 19 shots to 14 in favor of the Penguins. We don't have cookout, but A&W we have around here, they're usually combined with Long John Silver's. I've never been in there. I don't know anybody who goes in Long John Silver's. Like, I see like 3 cars in the parking lot. Like, ever. I think I've had Long John Silver's like once. And it's just fried fish. 24 seconds on the power play. The Flyers dumped it in their own zone. Ben Kindle with it now. He'll move it across ice over towards Novak. Novak tries to get it. It's picked up by Kindle. Kindle, wrist shot, deflected high, and keeps out. Letang moves it in. Slap shot on net, shot wide. Moves over towards Novak. Novak behind the net over to Kindle. Kindle tries to get it. It's picked up by Novak. Novak moves it over towards Kindle. Kindle flings it over the boards. It has to be recovered by Chinikov. Penalty has expired. Andre's back on the ice. Immediately goes to the bench. Line change for both teams. Letang moves it back over. It'll be towards Parker Witherspoon. 16:10 left in the third period. It's a long saucer pass over towards Blazat. He'll dump it in. Vladar takes the puck, moves it towards the boards. It's picked up by the Penguins, but scramble for it. Gloved by Achari. Achari moves it back over towards, Lazat. Lazat moves it back into the front. Taken there by Sam Girard. Picked up by the Penguins. Achari will fling it across the boards. Moved over by Witherspoon. Witherspoon will play Pong. Moves it over to Achari, 2600. Flyers try to keep it in. It's taken in by Novak, by Connor Dewar. Dewar tries to keep it in, but it's taken by Drysdale. Drysdale moves it out, and it will clear the zone. Penguins will have to reset. 15:35 left in the third period. Sam Girard skating on the front side. He'll dump it in for the chase, but it's deflected by the Flyers. It'll go behind the Flyers net, though. Held in by Vladar. It'll be taken by Andre, who just committed the habeas gravis. Taken over by Nate Seeler. Third defensive pairing out. He'll dump it in across the other side of the boards. Giving chase to the Flyers. Konechny trying to grab chase. He'll get him off the puck. Moves over to Dvorak. Dvorak at the point over to Seeler. Seeler shot on net. Gloved by Shelovs. 15:08 left in the third period. Play is stopped. Shoved up. Skylight chili makes me feel like I want to shit. It's just how that goes. I appreciate the 1,050 people that are still here. It'll probably go even higher when time moves on. Early game for us both, but once again, my friends, I want to let you know too, we do have a certain Mammoth Vegas game after the fact. But that is the time will come when the time comes. 15:08 left in the third period. Lemieux is in attendance tonight. He's blazing on in fury. If they lose, he's going to choke a bitch. Shea will clear it across the boards on the Pens face-off draw, but they can't get it out of the zone. It'll be cleared in by Cates. Moved in behind the net. It'll be swagged up by Ryan Shea, and now they'll get it out of the boards. Cates will recover again. Moves back into his own zone, taken by the Flyers. Sanheim with the puck. He'll move in towards the far zone. Moves it far side. He'll go over towards Cates. That's Christian Dvorak, and it'll be offsides. That's Alex Bump. Alex Bump. I can't get my numbers right. I apologize, my friends. It's a little sweaty in here. Is it just me? Well, Red Leg Rally, I mean, the breadsticks are just the breadsticks. You're just there for cheap food. That's all there is to it. Like, Olive Garden is good like every once in a while, but I'd rather cook my own Italian. Like you don't want like an Olive Garden chicken parm. You want to make your own chicken parm. Kindle in the face-off circle. It'll be against, I believe that's Jackson Cates. And Cates will win the draw. Or Noah Cates, I should say. Mantha with the puck. He'll dump it in towards the zone. Casually going towards it is Ristolainen. Ristolainen moves it over towards, Christian Dvorak. Dvorak with speed is Sanheim. Sanheim moves it back, drops it off towards Forster, tries to find his man. One-timer shot deflected wide. I think that was bumpy, couldn't get all of it though. Malkin moves it back over towards the point. Soderblom will get it, Flyers take it, dump it in. Be taken by the Flyers, and Karlsson moves it over to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon moves it over towards Dewar. Dewar with it now. Far side, all right, that's Novak. Novak dumps it in, giving pressure there is Chinakhov. Chinakhov can't get control of it. He'll be taken by the Flyers, and Konechny. Konechny tries to get it. It's ticked up by Malkin and picked off by Letang. Letang moves saucer pass. He'll be over towards Novak. Novak back to Malkin. Malkin at the point, over to Letang. Letang waits. Saucer pass, shot blocked off. And will be picked up by the shot blocker, Dvorak. Dvorak, far side, he'll clear. Dump it in towards the boards. Giving chase there are the Flyers. Martone can't control it. Taken by Malkin. Malkin back over towards Letang. Letang waits, gets it over to his partner, Spinny Boy Sam Girard. Long saucer pass over to Malkin. Sorry, that's Dewar. Dewar with it now in the fourth line out. Lizotte with it now. Gets back to the point. One-time shot. He breaks his stick. And it's a potential 2-on-1 situation, but they're going to get back in time. Zegras moves it back over towards Owen Tippett. Owen Tippett back to the point. Poke checking there is Lizotte. And Achari trying to grab for it, but it's taken off on the play by Denver Barkey, who controls the puck. Back over towards the side, taken by the Penguins. He can't get the clear off, and it's taken there by Parker Witherspoon. Witherspoon, long saucer pass, tries to find Lizotte, can't get there in time. Flyers try to pass it in, they can't control it either. Recovered by the Penguins, 12:55 left in the third period. Karlsson, long saucer pass. He tries to find Crosby, can't get them between his legs. He'll be taken there by Glendening. Couturier tries to find Glendening, can't get the puck off, shot wide. Taken by Crosby. Crosby, 3-on-3 coming. Crosby tries to find his man, can't get there. And it's going to be offsides. 12:38 left in the third period. Penguins holding on to a slim 1-goal lead. Yes, sir. Well, Pretzel Hunt, apparently this is conversing, my friend. Hey, sometimes you got to talk about the restaurants, my man. Well, M. Carolus, Dvorak did move in with some speed. Just saying, it's not a lot of speed, but it is with speed. Crazy Frank, I've never heard of Shady Maple Smorgasbord. I remember some Ponderosas around here, but I don't remember that. Oh. Chaos Greg Blood, it's too early to say if the Flyers are losing their mojo, man. To say like they're losing their mojo is disingenuous. There's still plenty of game left. Don't worry. The gentleman's sweep is still intact, and we will obey. "28 Sterling, this is the one time we're all unified with talking with each other." Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of hockey going on. People want to talk about food. Just how it is. Hey, I'm a fat ass. I love me some food. Just saying. Sorry. Okay, and the Magic are up again. Oh, Lord. Whew. Well, Kamalina, it would be hilarious, but I'd be sitting here stunned shitless. I thought they were done. But once again, got to take it one day at a time. It is very hard to win 4 games in a row. And the Penguins will do it too. Sully Griffin for 5. Can the Sabres finish things tomorrow? Boy, I hope so. 4th game's always the hardest to win. Just ask the Flyers. If you do have veterans, the Hurricanes and Avalanche won pretty easily, but still how that is. Anakin Solo, the next expansion team for hockey? They're looking at Atlanta. And honestly, if they have a better ownership group than Atlanta Spirit, I'll be in support of it. The Stupid Burger at McSpudsy's. I've not heard of that. Ron, wellness check on Gritty. Gritty is just his own thing. Gritty don't care about anyone besides Gritty. Gritty will be fine. Don't worry. Crosby will be in the face-off circle against Glendening. This will be to the right of Vladar. 12:38 left in the third period. Now off the draw. Penguins take it. Raquel back behind his own net, taken over to Rust. Rust tries to find it, given pressure there by Ristolainen. Rust loses his stick. And it's over towards the side, so it's technically Glendening and Ristolainen against Crosby and a body, but it's taken by Raquel. Raquel flushes it off to the point over to Sam Girard. Quick wrist shot blocked off. Rust regains his stick. Crosby will grab it. Tries one-timer by Raquel, saved by Vladar. I don't know if he got able to see all of it, but he was able to ward it off. Crosby moves it back over to Raquel. Raquel flips it back behind the boards over to Russ. Russ back to the point over to Gerard. Gerard spins like the spinny boy he is. Back behind the net over to Raquel. Raquel waits. Gets it back over to Gerard. Gerard back to Letang at the point. Letang moves it far side over to Gerard. Gerard quickly shot deflected by Vladar. And he'll get it out of there. Pressure by the Penguins. Offensive zone time for days. And the Flyers will finally get a breather as Sanheim holds on to it behind the net of the Flyers. Sanheim, long saucer pass off the boards. It'll be taken by Forster. He'll dump it in. Taken by Witherspoon. Witherspoon waits, given pressure there. It's taken by Cates. Back with shot, deflected by Alex Bump and saved by Shelovs. Back over to the point. Carlson can't hold on to it, but Soderblom's going to grab it. Cates couldn't control it fully. Penguins will take it in the yellow jerseys. It's dumped in, and it's going to be icing on the Penguins. 11:19 left in the third period. Oh, Iceberg definitely has an IMDb page. Remember sudden death? He was a terrorist in that one. Jean-Claude Van Damme saved America. And you know who else saved America? Luc Robitaille. That final goal that pushed them to overtime, that prevented that terrorist attack. That bought Jean-Claude Van Damme more time. Just saying. And that actually premiered at the local movie theater in Wexford by my house. And it showcased cinemas. It became a fucking shithole after like 2010, and now it's shut down. It's now like a car storage place, but it was magical, my friends. Magical. But the Flyers are going to hold on to it. Shot from the point over there by Drysdale. Saved by Shelovs. They'll hold on and do it again. Here we go. Platypus 1944 for 5 bones. Thank you for the support, Platypus. On a scale of 1 to Yinzer, how insufferable will you be if the reverse sweep manifests? Oh, Philly will never hear the fucking end of it if it happens. Keyword is if. I just want it to be a series again. Like, as I said, like, if they reverse sweep, I will shit my pants. It is very hard. It can be done, but it's very hard. Justin Turley, 7071. I'll get to you after this face-off. It's Lizotte. He wins the draw to the right of Shelovs. Gets it out of there, picked up by Achari, dumped in, and it's going to be icing again. York got to it first. With 11 minutes left in the third period, we do it again. Justin Turley, 7071 for 5. If the Penguins somehow come back to win this series, do you stick with Shelovs versus Carolina? Run with a hot hand. So you go with Shelovs. If Shelovs gets you the wins, you go with him. Remember with Edmonton, they pulled Skinner for Pickard, and then Pickard played a couple of games. He played into the series with Vegas. Then he got hurt. Skinner regained his form. So as I said, you go with the hot hand, especially in the playoffs. Carlson takes the draw, picked up by Witherspoon. 10:55 left in the third period. Packed on net. It'll be icing again. They didn't get past the center ice. So we're going to do it again. With 10:51 left in the third. Luis Jimenez, 5 guys is good, but they're just really pricey. And since private equity bought it, they don't do the endless fries in the bag anymore. Well, Eddie Murphy, the Penguins are getting the shit kicked out of them by the Canes. They do not match up well. They could probably put up a fight, but I think the Flyers may actually give them the better fight because of the younger legs. Witherspoon will take the puck. He'll dump it in. Now with the fourth line. Lizotte with it now with speed. Lizotte near the far boards. Waits. Tries to find a tracker. Does. Back of the back. Over towards Achari. Deflection doesn't get on net. And it goes right to Vladar. And he'll hold it to the left-hand side of his net. 10:36 left in the third. And now we have Andre and Achari giving each other a few words. Maybe it's about SeatGeek. Use code TREE to save $20 off your first purchase. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. But 10:36 left in the third period. Tension in the air. I'm sweating like a motherfucker, but I always sweat like a motherfucker. So, it's what it is. Pirates lose. Yeah. As I said, this is come and feel the magic, boys. No hitter in the ninth, and they blow it with 3 home runs. Come and feel the magic. Mr. Devin Mitchell, why wouldn't you go with Sheila? Well, Samwise Gamgee, actually, I'll put her on IR, so unfortunately we can't use Sheila. Penguins will recover in the own net. Chinikov tries to get it to the point. Back over to Gerard. Quick shot blocked off. They never got on net. Malkin tries to grab for it. It'll be swarmed in by Chinikov. Forster given pressure. And it'll now be swarmed in. Chinikov trying to keep it in the zone. Malkin trying to fight for it now. It'll be taken by Forster. They'll clear it out of the zone. Letang picks it up at center ice. Moved in. And it'll be moved back to center ice over towards Chinikov. He'll dump it in. Far side boards picked up there by Malkin. He'll swing it across the boards again. Picked up by Restalainen. But he can't control it. Scrumble in front of the net. He tries to get for it, but the Flyers will take it. Zegras in front of the net. Now with speed. Or not with speed, I should say. He's just going to skate around with it for a little bit. Try and retain possession. Full line changes for both sides. Emil Andre in the third pairing out there now. He'll do a long saucer pass. Be over towards Tippett. Quick wrist shot. And blocker save by Shelovs with the chest snipe. And he holds on to it. An 88.7 mile per hour heater. Whew. Indeedy. Indeedy. Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Devin Mitchell, Freddie Anderson, if he turns into a pumpkin, they go back to Bussy. So at least there's that. Well, Red Lake Rally, if they don't make the finals, I don't know what they do. I mean, the problem is you can't really fire anybody. Do you add more pieces? Do you try shuffling it up again? Or do you try and just make sure you do it? So we'll see. Luis Jimenez Shake Shack is starting to come into Pittsburgh. I've been to one in New York, but I've never been to the ones in Pittsburgh. I know there's one on Penn Avenue in, I think on East End. And then there's one in the Strip. I think there may be another one or two down there, maybe in the South Side, but I never been to the ones up here. Michael Hessian, 2105 for 5 bones. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. If there's a reverse sweep, which God forbid, I hope not, the Flyers deserve a half century of failure video. Yes, sir, 1975, the oldest joke in the book. And then you guys joke about the Penguins moving to Kansas City and voting into generational talent. But, yeah. And Mr. Devin Mitchell, I agree. That's why I'm calling it a joke, because Shelob got stabbed by Samwise Gamgee. She's on IR. That's all there is to it. Coach Gollum is a real big fan of Shelob. She can definitely do it. Definitely. Kareem Benzema, once the hitter gets guide for the draft dropping, probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I still have to finish up the B-roll on that. I'm about done with the skeleton. And then I just got to do the overlays and like a SeatGeek ad, and we're good to go. Don't worry, Kareem. It's coming. You don't have to keep spamming. We're good. I just have a lot on the plate right now. So I answer your question, Kareem. We're good. Anthrax, I get it. Sometimes you got to answer a question. I understand it. Never been to Fuddruckers. I hear good things about I hear good things about In-N-Out Burger and Whataburger. Never been to either. This faceoff will be to the left of Shelovs. Crosby will be in the faceoff circle. I'm not sure who it is for Philadelphia just yet. It won't change the camera angle. Okay. It's going to be Noah Cates. Penguins take the draw. They'll win the faceoff, but Forster's going to reach in and grab it. Going to be taken by the Penguins. A little scrum near the left-hand side of... to Shelovs, but it'll be snagged up by Cates. Cates to the near end boards, taken by York. Moves over to Drysdale. Drysdale waits. Quick wrist shot deflected wide. It never got on net. It veers to the left. It'll be taken by the Penguins, and they'll regroup. And Sam Girard moves it back into the boards. It's deflected out of play. 9:16 left in the third period. 3-2 is our score. Oh, Big Hurt NFL Draft Vlog. Yes, there will be. That's another thing, too. So I've got a bunch of things on the plate. NFL Draft Haters Guide, 2021 NFL Draft Revisit. I have a Diane Rossini video coming out. I've got the pen streams. Draft is out of the way, but I still have the draft vlog coming up. And I also have any potential congrats videos, too. So, as I said, just a lot on the plate. Don't worry. It'll be done. It's just I focus on these pen streams. I thought it would have been swept, so I would have had a little time, but it's just how it goes. It's all right. It's all right, Beware the Groove. I answer Kareem's question. Girard will clear the zone, but is recovered by the Flyers at center ice. Sanheim clears it along the end boards. Moves behind far side, picked up by Sam Girard. Girard will fish it out, dump it over towards Letang in the near boards. He'll get it out of the Penguin zone. Giving chases Achari. Achari tries to get it past Ristolainen, moves it back behind Vladar. And now there's a scrum to the left of Vladar. Now it's picked up by the Flyers. It's going to be Konechny. Konechny, potential 2-on-3 coming up, but he'll dump it in, giving chase to the Flyers. Witherspoon tries to grab it. It's deflected off a Flyer. It's back behind the net. They're trying to find it. Raquel tries to grab it, picked up by Martone. Fishes it out, moved out to the point. Be over to Drysdale. Drysdale waits, spins behind, tries to find a man, moves it back behind the net, dumps it in, picked up by Martone. Tries to find a man, quick wrist shot. He can't get it on net. It's a good play by Konechny. He couldn't get all of it, though. It's going to be picked up by the Flyers once again. Drysdale moves it in. It's shot wide. Back at the point. Konechny can't get the shot off. He loses his balance. It's going to be picked up by Raquel. He dumps it in. Raquel giving chase. Drysdale checked into the boards. It's going to be Cam Ward. Drysdale holds on, backhands it out. And the Penguins will get an icing call as Shea picks it up behind the net of Vladar with 8:03 left in the third. Are you crying? Are you nervous? I'm fucking nervous too, boys. Big chances from the Flyers. Konechny had an open high chance shot. It might have gone off the stick of Carlson, but it was shot wide. Samwise Gamgee's. I mean, it might be Samwise Gamgee's Pretzel Hut. Crosby will be in the face-off circle against Zegras. This will be to the right of Vladar. 8:03 left in the third period. Pens in their yellow. Girard with it now. Half slapper. It'll be shot wide. Goes to the near end boards. It'll be picked up by the Flyers. Letang tries to keep it in. He can off the dump in. It'll be taken by Sam Girard. No icing call, so Flyers will get a line change. 7:47 Jet Airliner left in the third period. Letang moves it back over to the bar boards. Dumped off the stick of Rust. Goes behind the net, picked up by Vladar. Ristolainen tries to move it in. Kept in by the Penguins. They try to keep it in. Girard moves it in, but taken by Ristolainen. He'll move it to his defensive partner, Sanheim, across the board. Tries to find the breakaway Carnet, picked up by Letang. Malkin with it now. Tries to get Mantha. Mantha tries to find a passer back. It's bumped up the net by Alex Bump. Bump with it now. Potential 3-on-3. Tries to find his man, Tip it. Back over to Bump. Bump can't get it, though. And it's taken by the Penguins. Ryan Shea. Shea over towards Carlson. Carlson with it now. He'll move towards his back. He tries to find his man Novak. He can't get there. It's going to be offsides. Play is ruled dead. 7:08 left in the third period. Jared Froman, 7:05, 3 for 5 bones. Or 2 bones, I should say. Thank you for the support, Jared. Rat infestation at Angels Stadium. I mean, the rat is probably Artie Moreno. I'll be here all night. Justin Turley for 5 bones. Enjoy some donuts while watching this game. Glazed and raspberry filled. What's your favorite donuts if you like them? I mean, I'll have them every once in a while. Donuts aren't my thing. I usually just have lunch. If I were to have a donut, it would either be a Boston cream or it would be cookies and cream. I mean, they do have the cookies and cream special ones. They're fucking delicious. But as I said, you can't have much of them. And punchkis. You ever have a punchki? Polish donut? Oh, dude. Oakmont Bakery makes these fucking amazing punchkis. I know people find Oakmont Bakery overrated, but it's going to be offsides on the Flyers. 6:50 left in the third. But, dude, punchkis. Once you have a punchki during Lent, done. Pazzki. I'll put it in the chat. It's more of a Midwestern delicacy. And I'm going to make you all hungry. This, my friends, is a punchki. Polish-filled donuts. They can be powdered. They can be glazed. They can be all sorts of stuff. But they are fucking delicious. Punchkis, baby. Punchkis. Takes a while to pronounce, but once you get them, you're never going to forget them, baby. Flyers will get the puck in their own zone. Carlson can't get it out. It's going to be taken to the point over by Andre. Andre, quick wrist shot, blocked off, deflected wide. Konechny going to move it back behind his own net. Konechny moves it back to Sealer at the point. Sealer tries to find his man. It's poked off the stick, but taken by Konechny. Konechny moves it back, dumped in. Martone grabs it behind his net. Soderblom tries to grab it, can't get it though. It'll be by Sealer. Sealer dumps it in behind his own net, taken there by the Flyers. Tries to get it over towards Martone. He can't get the pass off, and taken by the Penguins, and they'll clear it out of danger. Andre moves it back. 6:08 left in the third period. Intercepted by Kindle. Kindle, wait, shot! Deflected by Vladar. Rebound goes to the Penguins, but now it won't control it though. Vladar off the pad with that save. Penguins will hold on. Pinching is Letang, but it's picked off on the play by Sealer. Achari 2600 giving pressure. Sealer will break out of it though. Moves over to Andre. Andre back over to Martone. 5:45 left in the third period. Martone getting pressure by Connor Dewar, who's a free agent after the year. Moves it over towards Cam York. York tries to get over the man, dumps it in. Girard, back at the point. He'll cut it out, going over the chaser. Letang with a long saucer pass. He tries to get Dewar, and he holds on to the puck, trying to get for it. Now there's a scrum on the far end board. Zegras will come up with it, but taken by the Penguins. Girard moves it back. Russ stays on side, dumps in, full line change for both sides. 5 Flyers on the side. It'll be taken by Jamie Drysdale. Drysdale moves to his partner Cam York. Back to Drysdale behind the net. Takes it back over to Zegras at the far point. Zegras with it now in the Flyer zone. Moves it over to Tippett. Tippett waits with power. Tries to find his man backhand. Nobody's there, but it's swooped up on the play by Sanheim. Sanheim shot. Deflected. And it's going to be taken by Carlson. Carlson with speed. 2-on-2. Back at the point. Waits for a trailer. Tries to find Crosby. Can't get there. Shot by Raquel off the side of the net. Crosby behind the net. Can't control it. Though it'll be taken by Ristolainen. Ristolainen back over to Tippett. Tippett tries to find his man at Sanheim far boards. He'll dump it in. 4:42 left in the third period. Carlson, it takes a weird bounce, but Carlson will come up with it. Cates giving pressure. Forster giving pressure. He'll try to come up with it. Witherspoon trying to get it there, but it'll be taken by the Penguins and Malkin. Malkin tries to get it out and cannot, but it'll be swooped up by the Penguins and Carlson, and they will get it out of danger. No icing. Drysdale's going to grab it, move it behind his own net. Malkin giving pressure, taken over by York. 4:20 left in the third. Smoke them if you got them, boys. Be pickpocketed by the Penguins. Kindle with it now. Moves it back to Letang in his own end. Over back to Kindle. Kindle given pressure by several Flyers. He loses the puck but regains it. Tries to get it to his man over towards Mantha. He can't get it. Taken by the Penguins again. Scramble for it in front. Goes over to Soderblom. He loses the puck. Taken by Drysdale. Drysdale given pressure. Goes off a Penguin stick and skate. Soderblom with it, gains control of it. Gets behind the net. He gets it over to Mantha. Mantha tries to find his man. Gets it over to Letang on the deflection. Deflang. Off the deflection. It goes wide off the stick of Soderblom. Forster with it now. He gets it to the puck. And it'll deflected by the Penguins. It'll be taken by Letang. Letang moves it over towards Kindle. Kindle backhands it over towards Mantha. Or that's Soderblom, sorry. Soderblom tries to find his man. Skating with it now. Holding on, trying to find backup. It'll go over to Achari and Kindle. Kindle takes it. Tries to find his man far boards. He's poked off the puck by several Flyers. Soderblom with it now. Tries to find his man. He tried to get it over towards Dvorak. He can't get there. It's dumped in. Goes across the end boards to the left of Sheloffs. Gets back to the point, but it's coughed up. And the Flyers will have to chase it back. 3:12 left in the third period. Almost time for net pulling. Sanheim with the chuck. He'll move it near side. Dumps it in across the end boards. He'll be picked up by Witherspoon. Back behind the net over towards Carlson. It's picked up by the Penguins. Dewar takes the puck. He'll dump it in. Given chases Vladar. He'll try to get it out of danger. He can't get it out though. Given chase of the Penguins. Batters will recover and Barkey. Dewar tries to keep it in, cannot, but it'll be taken by Sam Girard. Moves it back to Letang in the Penguin zone. 2:42 left in the third period. It's dumped in. Lazat gets a stick on it. No icing. Drysdale behind his own net. Moves it over towards Cam York. 2:35 left in the third. Barkey with the puck. Dumps it in off the near end boards. Goes from side to side. Tries to get it over to Sam Girard. Girard gets it. Picks it up over the Flyers. It'll be taken by the Penguins. Brian Rust in the first line out there. Far side, he'll get it over to Raquel. Raquel backhands it in. Crosby giving chase, same as York. Tired defense out for the Flyers. Tippett tries to get it. Crosby checks York on the end boards, but it'll be taken by the Penguins. Dumped it in. 2:10 left in the third period. Carlson, will Murphy dump it in? Back over towards Drysdale. 2 minutes left in the third period. Bump with it now. He goes it over towards Tippett. Or that's Forster. Forster shot, saved by Sheloffs. Rebound in front, dumped out and cleared by the Penguins. Sanheim with it now. Bumps it over towards Forster. Carlson giving pressure in the net. Tries to find his man. Dewar can't get it. Back to Sanheim. Well, over to the far point, over to Ristolainen. Back to Sanheim. Sanheim rolls it over towards Forster. Forster back over to Sanheim. Sanheim back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen at the point to Zegras. Zegras waits. Back at the point towards Ristolainen. Back at the far boards over towards Zegras. Waits. Finds his man. Back to Ristolainen. 1:31. Empty net for the Flyers. Sanheim with it now. Back over towards Ristolainen. Ristolainen slap shot deflected. Doesn't get on net. Dewar with it now. He'll fish it out. Back over towards Achari. Achari gets it over towards Lazat. And he can't get it out. He can't get the shot off, but it's behind the Flyers net. Bump with speed. Moves it back towards with 1:13 left in the third period. I'm losing energy. Bump with it now. He can't control it. Rolls it back over towards... to Dvorak. Dvorak goes over to Crosby alongside. One-time shot. It's off the pipe. But it's going to be taken by Raquel. Raquel moves it back. 1 minute left in the third period. Zegras with it now. Long shot breakaway over towards Smartone. Saved by Sheloffs. It's going to be dumped and cleared. Back over towards the point. Back over to the back. Sanheim dumps it in. 46 seconds left. Survival or die. Letang tries to keep it out. He'll dump it in. It won't hit the net. It'll be icing with 39.6 seconds left. I need a fucking drink. Not an alcoholic drink, just water. I'm losing. Whew. Okay. And the Mikado for 5. Penn's coming back, being down 3-1 to the Caps. Tom Barrasso set up for game 5. We're going to their home to play a game they know they shouldn't be playing. But 39.6 seconds left. This game ain't over. 21 shots to 20 for the Penguins. They had the advantage in the score. Total 3-2. Nobody scored right now. Eddie Murphy for I-566 for 5. Thanks for the great play calling. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, but my voice is fucking dying. Woo. I'm a little sweaty. I sweat a lot. I've got that nice little glistening right here. The lights are really letting it shine. Are we going to obey or are we getting more beef? I don't know. It's a timeout by Philadelphia. Both sides. We'll get it back. Let's calm it down a little bit, my friends. Let's calm it down. 39.6 seconds left. 1,590 people they're watching right now. Appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to dislike and unsubscribe to this channel because it's for the best. Martone nearly became a hero, but it came off the right pad of Shilov's. And now they break. Ooh. Why am I so stressed? Because it's a stressful moment. We either play on Wednesday or we go to overtime. No such luck. Well, we don't have beef yet. We might have beef at the end of the game. Max Power, it ain't over yet. Stop jinxing. Anakin Solo. It'll be a face-off to the right. Dvorak against Crosby. And they're going to have to do it again. They're going to hold him off one more time. 39.6 seconds left. Penguins will win the draw. Taken by Letang. Flyers will lose a stick. It'll be taken by Raquel. Raquel will fish it out and clear. And they're going to have to take it out. It's taken by Crosby. Crosby dives towards the net. It's off the pipe again. It's off the pipe again. See, Dvorak will move it back into his own net. Zegras with it now. Moves it towards Dvorak. He'll dump it in towards the boards. Gloved by Shilovs. Back over towards Girard. He'll get it back over towards Connor Dewar. He dumps it in. And it's not going to be icing. No, it is going to be icing. I thought it wasn't. I thought there was going to be enough time. But 9.9 seconds left and there have been 2 dings. Crosby with the hero's move and it just hit the side of the net. Oh, come on. Ah, shit. 10 seconds left in the third period. Pittsburgh is up 3-2. Hold on. The towels are waving in fury. Nobody is sitting in this fucking arena. Nobody's sitting in this arena. It'll be to the right of Shilov's again. Flyers eager in anticipation. Penguins standing in fury, trying to gasp for the last breath. Cates will be moving out. And they're going to call it because it's offsides. They're going to have to keep him out. He's not their faceoff specialist. It'll be Dvorak against Crosby. Penguins win the draw. They'll keep it in the zone. 7 seconds. Trying to find his man. Moves it back over to the front line. Gets it back to Girard. Girard holds on. He's just going to hold on to it. And the Penguins survive. The Penguins have survived. 3-2. And we're going back to Philadelphia Wednesday night. And we've got beef in the corner. Fights all around non-stop. The beef is coming. Flyers are getting in their own heads. They've lost 2 straight.
Beef, motherfuckers!
I had doubts about this one, but my God, what a game.
We've got beef, motherfuckers! We've got beef, motherfuckers!
We'll see you on Wednesday. Woo! The Lim report for 349 New Zealand. Tree greater than Sean McDonough. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Sean McDonough's a professional. I'd flop too much. And Sean Shanley, MAWLP, or chat dead. I got it back. IX deep 1 for 5. Second game in a row. Penguins prove to be too much man. Yes, sir. Gritty, I love you, my man, but get the fuck off my screen. We have too much man. Too much man. Too much man, and we'll see you Wednesday. Am I ever going to get any videos out? I don't know. Like, how is Philly supposed to feel when Vladar's been this good all series? Yet he's cost you the last 2 games. Yeah, that's the question with Philly, because now you were hoping to have a gentleman's sweep. That's out the door. But you're going back to Philly. So there is that. But the good news is, my friends, the Penguins have survived. We're coming back. You know what? Let's play some rock and roll. We don't really play that much more. We're going back to the 90s. What a game! Woo! What a game. That was good shit. Carolina's licking their chops right now. And Sean Shanley, the beef counter is off. Correct. I have to correct the beef counter. You know what? I'm going to count that as 3 beefs. That is 13 whole beefs for today. Can we break the record on Game 6? That's the question. Well, Yonkis, I mean, here's the question. I mean, could it be a fluke? Yes, but it's the second game in a row where a Vladar fuck-up has cost you a game. And Jack Maloney 9936 for 279 Canadian. Told you She-Laws would clutch up. Well, I mean, CJ the plug. It's not really Gary Glitter. It's a game called Super High Impact. It's Dan Forden with a cover. So it's not really Gary Glitter. And Chris Guastafaro for 5. Now this was the series I was expecting. Same here. Same here, man. We go back to Philly. We at least have some pride. So we're not completely fucking embarrassed. And CD Slim Shadow for 5 Canadians. Penguins. Guys, Stanley Cup. Not yet. Plenty of time. Ooh. And BWG 3209. Vladar doing his best 2021 Fleury impression. Not yet. Not yet. Still time. Sports Talk Chud. I mean, Letang had the goal. They counted the Vladar fuck up as a Letang goal because he was the last one that touched it from the Penguins end. That's what happened. The Magic are leading the Pistons too. That's hilarious. But guys, I'm gonna go hydrate. Have yourselves a good night, guys. We'll see you Wednesday night. Don't hold